impulse at all. Okay, so finally, the Gundam movie.
All right, who's ready to rumble?
We are starting this session off with Ramon's review of the Gundam movie.
Okay, hit us, Ramon, and then we'll get
I'll
started.
go into this movie. If you haven't seen Char's Counterattack, if you've watched Gundam Unicorn, don't watch this because they don't care about Gundam Unicorn.
Okay, so if I haven't watched Gundam Unicorn, am I good? Can I just?
Yeah, because a lot of people, the Gundam Unicorn's divisive. You either super love it or don't care. So, if you super love it, you're gonna hate this. It's good. It looked pretty. I hate Hathaway still.
Do I need much in the way of? Is there anything I need to watch before I watch it?
If you've watched Char's Counterattack, that's literally the plot of this.
Oh.
Hold
so it's
on
redundant.
1 quick second. Did we have episode 36?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at my thing.
The official timekeeper has spoken.
Video producer. Oh yeah, 36 was your guys' last episode. Okay, so 36 was just all combat. Because I have no notes on 36.
It was partially a stealth mission, partially a building on fire.
Yeah, let
session
me rename
35
this broadcast to 37 then.
Chaos Heist. And then
Chaos
it
Heist.
ended with me starting a fight, and then 36 was the fight.
Chaos fight. That was a super fucking long session.
No notes. I have no notes for last session because it was just all a fight.
Yeah.
The entire recap was like, we spent the entire session murdering everyone in the den.
No.
Hey, we actually left quite a few people, and we actually left quite a few people alive.
Oh yeah, no,
something's going on with the chat on the stream broadcaster, and I probably should have fixed that before, but it will be fine for now.
Is there something on the chat?
Yes-ish. Come on. It is. Oh my god, that is funkadelic. Okay, I will figure out what's going on here in the future. For now, we're just going to get started. I'll just move that to right there. And who knows. Anyways, hello and welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Nobles. Saga 1 episode 37 of their campaign. And as you found out, like I found out, we're on episode 37. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, and everything you are going to see is going to be live role-playing. Let's get some music going in the background here. I think this is good music for tonight. If you are under the age of 14 and you are chilling out in the stream tonight, please consult your parents. You might see content that's inappropriate. Maybe not. I mean, this episode might just be PG, or rated PG. Who knows? And beyond that, we're playing in a homebrewed world. It is a world of our own creation. Ilderon, you can Google search it and find out more about it. And I'm going to jump into the recap from there. Last session took place on the 37th of Noble. The party is in the city of Sky's Reach. Let me tilt my web camera a little bit. The party's in the city of Sky's Reach, and they were trying to acquire a creature from a group of smugglers that a Arcanist has been hunting inside of a Lil Nagai, or inside of Sky's Reach. They weaved their way into the smuggler's den, found and located the creature, and through a series of chaotic conflicts, unfortunately, half of the party's identity, or, well, not half, one of the party's companions, the Princess of Arterserai, her identity was revealed, and a huge conflict broke out between a elven patron of the establishment, the security forces of the establishment, and the party that was currently visiting the establishment. The elven patron assumed that the smugglers were human trafficking a foreign noble, which was big, bad, and she wanted Oswandria released into her care and she would help smooth over this event. not knowing how the Princess of Ardersirai got here or what she was doing in the establishment, Tastus was reluctant to agree, but reluctantly agreed. And that was just before the party broke out into a mad combat and assault to get the princess back, attacking both Tastus's security forces and the elven patron. And unfortunately, resulting in the death of all the other involved parties.
With the exception of the main party.
Yes. After a bloody conflict, the party made haste to retreat from the establishment. The whole time this conflict was going on, Kenneth and Claw were sneaking around behind the scenes to steal the creature that they were here to acquire. And they made a run with the party, and that is where we're gonna pick up. Oh yeah, tiny notes. I think I put loot in your guys' chat, and I put
Yep.
and I put experience in your chat. So I'm just gonna read it so it's on stream. The experience, bless E for adding it all up, 2,825 for everyone for last session. The loot, Claw noticed that Talia pocketed that weird necklace that kept absorbing magic. Sergey pocketed the ledger. Claw got rescued the Dariskar, and Kenneth has a cold iron cage the size of a bird cage. With all of that done and recorded on your guys' character sheets, let's get started for tonight. Finally, tiny little note, we are missing Lumilia for tonight, and I will be controlling Lumilia's character, as she did inform me the first thing that she wanted to do, and I guess we can just pick up right here. Where are we? Okay, Sky's Reach. Lumilia is running out. I need my notes for Sky's Reach. I have no idea what the street is called. Running out of or onto the Underwind Thoroughfare. Lumilia is going to say, "We need to split up from here. Everybody just try and lay low for a little bit, and we'll meet back together at the university tonight." Also, Andrea's going to say, "But the..." Lumilia grabs Talia's hand and runs down the street in the other direction.
Right before I was going to cast Precipitation and try out clean off all the blood and grime from us. I'm going to cast that.
You all right, cast it on yourself. Don't worry about it.
He's crushed how many skulls again?
I'm invisible. You can't see me.
You're invisible. You're invisible.
No.
I'm invisible. I casted it at the end of the session.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Alright, so
you
guys are on the first tier of the city. Underneath the second tier, you are in Underwind Thoroughfare. There are crowds of people passing by you on this stone road, and many different walkways above and going across the road. What do you guys want to do?
Because the birdcage.
I assume I would lead them to a place that wouldn't make a big scene when Pass Without a Trace falls.
Question, aren't you glowing?
Yes and no. I'm glowing inside of the field of Pass Without a Trace, but I'm not shedding any light because Pass Without a Trace shrouds me in darkness.
Alright. You know, I'm invisible. I feel like I just go out on my own. Like, I'll meet you guys up later. Bye.
Actually, what's fun? So, actually, Pass Without a Trace lasts longer than the wing thing. Okay, so once we get there, I was gonna look over who looks the most injured of the group currently.
First, you're trying to get to some place that
Wouldn't
is
make
going
a
to
scene.
give you guys a little. Okay, let me just think for a second. Okay, you are able...
Follow up, would Claw know what a nondescript in the place in the city looks like?
Yeah, that's what I was rolling for. On what places likely are around that Claw might recognize.
I don't think any of us are from the city. We're all relatively new.
Yeah, Claw, you're able to weave your way through some alleys onto a smaller street in the Undercity. A aqueduct runs into this area in this courtyard. There are a group of people not too far away attending some sort of public lesson. A light is sitting there talking to them. There's probably about a half dozen other people in this courtyard. The aqueduct runs straight over and down into... And water is flowing off of it into presumably some sort of man-made well here in the center. You are at the town... or at the neighborhood watering hole. You are... it is between buildings and different alleyways connect to this place. You have a moderate amount of privacy, but not like, it's not like, a corner.
You can go to the public bathhouse. It's like, there's some, but...
Like, where most of the time you're on the streets, and in any direction you can see, 40 people. Like, you're surrounded by walls, there's, alleys leading in and out of here, but looking around you only see about 6 people. This is incredibly private for Sky's Reach standards.
Right. Okay, so that Claw will then cancel
probably get
start looking over the people and trying to heal them and state so that was an adventure. So I'm currently bound with the Duru cigar. As I state that while casting Cure Wounds at 2nd level on... Who looks the most hurt, everybody? I would think it's Stradora and...
Osandria.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast one for each of you. So this first one's going to be for Stradora. The second one is going to be for Aussie.
Okay. I just rolled a check for you for whatever it's worth, or a save for you. You see through Aswandria's disguised self, by the way. She is much more hurt than the illusion gives off. But with that, that is going to mend most of her wounds. What is that?
It's a 13.
There's a 13 on Aussie and a...
Yeah,
13 on
she's
Stradora.
looking pretty good.
I'm gonna throw in 10 lay on hands.
On yourself?
No, on Aussie.
You
I think you can't overheal, so...
Yeah, you attempt to do so. You still feel a reservoir of holy energy within yourself. Aswandria, the rest of her bruises mend. You maintain 6 points of your lay on hands.
So you spent 4.
See. Well, I can't tell you how much you spent. I can tell you how much you still have. Do the math yourself.
Well, that's what confused me.
I know.
Oh. Alright, so... Okay. Seeing through this... Alright. How are you two feeling? You look pretty beat up on that.
I'm fine. Let's just get going, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I think it's gonna unbond with me in a few moments. I'm gonna drop Pass Without Trace, and now I'm actually glowing. Congratulations.
I'm
You're
just
an
gonna look...
E-Wafer.
Yeah, I believe it only lasts for a minute, so the Dariskar probably has been buzzing around you, occasionally bonding with you, and then occasionally just kind of looking almost like an ion stone of I would imagine it would kind of like buzz wardingly like a bumblebee or something, but it floats around you, but not in any like discernible orbit.
Kind of like bounding around, kind of like a child around his parent, is what I'm getting here.
Have you ever seen one of those old DVD things go on?
Yes.
Pause,
Yes.
Just bouncing around the screen, kind of like that.
Okay. So you have Lambent now.
It will never hit the corner.
It will never hit the corner.
No matter how much you want it to.
So, okay. Guess I now kind of know how Anderson feels.
How do I feel? Tell me, how does Anderson feel?
I mean, in terms of having another soul attached to you.
It is nothing like that.
Looking up, you guys only see the foundation of the upper city above you. The different stone platforms coming together to make the supports, the pillars that support it, interlace with the aqueducts running through them. Oswandria is going to look up and say, how do people even tell time in this city?
Oh. One, I would assume that we're right now underneath the ducks, so we're covering up most of it. And chronoception is that that a lot of people tend to get in certain time frames.
Got a character. Didn't Urkus's girlfriend invent clocks?
She did. I mean, it's not a super widespread invention, but the rich and wealthy definitely have access to them.
Even though the rich and wealthy live up top, where they don't really need it as much, but gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta show off somehow.
Well, are we going to be heading? So where you all want to head now?
Well, we split up.
That wise.
Oh, I
Really?
don't really suggest it, but that's the only option we can really do, it seems.
Also, Andrea's going to speak up and say, well, we got the creature, and things didn't go as well as they could have. I'm sorry about that lady, but I don't see any reason to detour our plans from the circus.
We just murdered it. I'm not here. Never mind.
Oh, did you actually? Your character actually just
Oh no, I fucked off. I'm gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Where did you head to, Jackal, just to give my mind time to think in the background?
I'm gonna roll a d4, and that's the direction I went in.
Okay, cool. I can do with that. 1 will be
Direction is
north,
this number?
2 will be east, 3 will be south, and 4 will be west.
There's the answer.
Four. Okay, you went westward. Cool. That's gonna land you somewhere in Honor's Reach.
I think the first thing I'd do while still invisible is I'd find a public well and just try to wash a little of the blood off while still invisible.
Fair. Okay.
Contaminate the well.
No,
Well-
not in the well, but next to the well. There'd be, there might be some public health concerns later, but you know.
Anderson's not the only person with this thought. This whole city has flowing water. So it's like when people come to use the water, they get it from the flowing water as far as like drinking or anything like that. But yeah, these wells and sites, there are people, you know, washing clothes in them, doing I don't know what else you'd like rinse in these sites. Maybe occasionally, not in the inner city. Not in the inner city, but there might be a vagabond or two, you know, who kind of takes a splash.
I don't know
in the
how
sites,
ripped
but-
up did my clothes get in that fight. How vagabondish do I look?
Well, you
Oh,
took damage from a ice storm, which deals bludgeoning and frost damage. So I imagine some of those shards might like scrape your might have like scraped or scratched your clothes. I would say they're probably like torn in some areas, but not like horrifically. They're mendable. It's not like you went through what's the ranger one, a conjure volley, where you throw a dagger and it's just a whole bunch of them.
It's just like all of a sudden
It's mostly
I think
hail
Blair's-
that bashed
ever
you
watched
to death.
Naruto?
Okay,
Well-
so I'll come back to you, Jackal. Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah.
be thinking.
I'm not doing
in the
anything
background.
important. It's fine, believe me.
Everybody else, Oswandria suggested you guys still go to the circus.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'd be okay with it. Looks, and as I'm magically am nearly spent, but now physically I'm fully. I feel better than I walked out of there feeling better than ever.
Well, it's a circus, not a bear wrestling convention. So
Ooh, bear wrestling convention. Who knew this was in town?
Oh, you.
Anderson, or Jackal 2 for your character. You guys were told like 4 sessions ago at the start of the 37th. Sorry, this day's been so long. Or no, it's like 3 sessions ago. At the start of the 37th, you were told for everybody to meet up in the afternoon at the circus. And everybody went about their own plans for the day.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot because this one day
That's
has
why I'm-
lasted
that's why
like
I'm in-
3.5 months.
That's why I'm informing you. This is knowledge Anderson does have from like this morning.
Okay, Anderson would keep the appointment. So I guess I will be meeting you at the circus
Okay.
after I clean up.
E, I cut you off. I think you were saying something.
Right. I was just making sure that you were feeling up for it and weren't tired.
Oswandria is going to say, no, I'm positively bursting with energy. And not that I siphoned any from any of you. That's adrenaline.
Totally. Question: can she siphon energy from dead people?
You're asking me
Can I-
out of
can-
character?
Your
That
silence
doesn't... Yeah, you
no, I was like, you're not here, right? Like,
I'm not here. No.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
don't-
say, that's information you guys would have to discover as party members. Or that once your characters have access to, I would tell you.
right. Shutting up now. Sorry.
I know you didn't drain any of us. You're pumped full of so much healing magic that I'm not surprised you're eager for the circus.
She's going to nod and say, no, I think it would be a good relaxing time for all of us.
I honestly wouldn't mind something calm and mundane like a circus. Not being attacked by some woman wielding giant tornadoes or some guy that makes statues out of animals, or fireballs being hurled at us on a
If we go to a circus, that's definitely happening to us.
I would just like to stress that like we don't do mundane.
Yeah.
Fedora, please let me have this.
We went to a birthday
No, we're going to crush that. Sorry, mate.
and from that birthday party, we witnessed 2 deaths, and from there we got here to this exact moment.
Fedora, please let me have this.
We went to a feast, and it resulted in 19 deaths.
Oswandria is going to speak up and say, on the birthday party, that wasn't our fault. That was my mom's fault.
Look, I'm stressing that it's not so much that we're the problem. Just that we invite chaos. We could be on our best behavior, but at this point, I'm convinced that the acrobats will be daughters of Genduai, and I'm going to have to wrestle a bear.
I paid money to see that.
Oh,
Oswandria is going to take Stradora's hand and say, would it make you feel more comfortable if I scouted it out first?
No, if anything, I'd be more on edge, because if I was right, they'd get to you before I was there.
She shakes her head and says, no, Effie gave me a scroll of scrying in the tower.
Let's not waste it on the circus.
Alright, yeah, at that, I guess the decision's made. You guys can linger at the well for a little bit longer. Does anybody want to say anything before I time skip us?
Man, I really hope we stop them from poisoning these wells.
If I would have the time for it, I would like to take a short rest. I've
Okay.
spent most of my spells.
Eve, you were gonna say something?
hope so as well. I really do.
Okay. I'm going to time skip us forward as you guys make your way to the southern part of town, outside of the walls, to visit the settled circus here. Before I jump to that, we're gonna do something I don't normally do that I think would be a little bit of fun. We're gonna do a interlude. So what I'm going to need is for people, I need one person from the party, and here, I need 4 people from the party to roll 1d20, and I will take those d20s in order that they come in correspondence to my notes.
Okay, so which one of us isn't rolling the d20? Because he needs 4, there's 5 of us.
I'll volunteer.
How about
not to.
everybody
I was gonna
roll?
say, I
Who's
was gonna
ever
roll.
last
Ramon
just doesn't
volunteered
get
not
go.
to, so he's out.
But I also volunteered
Fine.
not to.
Mhm.
He said it first.
All right, give me them 4 rolls.
Okay.
Whatever happens, it's on you guys.
Oh boy.
I don't know how to
will be
feel
fine.
about any of this.
It's an interlude. I'm sure he wouldn't sick bandits on us in the middle of the city.
The
All
thing
right.
is that tables are tables, man. Just because you roll a 3 doesn't mean bad things happen.
So,
Just because you rolled a 20 doesn't mean good things happen.
Right?
It's true.
we
20
are,
could actually be the bad thing.
we are going to do it. This is an interlude, so you guys can just sit back and relax for a little bit. I will try not to take up too much of your guys' time. After some time has passed, back at the Toloka Gallery, there are 2 Risen members walking through the door, inspecting the room. After being informed of by the locals in the area, screams, shouting, of course the patrols coming by, seeing a couple of disturbances, and word just kind of got around of the bloodshed that happened here. Stepping past the main lobby room, these
Wait,
2.
quick question, Brandon.
Yes.
Are we all cleaned of blood?
Yeah, you guys aren't here.
We're not here. This is like scene of the crime after we've left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stepping into that main gallery area where all of the fighting took place. Along the back wall on that stage, the statue there is broken in half. Written along the wall in blood. The Risen member reads out loud the words, that say, next time you outbid us, the price will be higher. As she looks around at the scene, the different drapes of cloth over the bodies on the floor, a man is going to approach her and say, I can see you're here on the Queen's behalf. She nods and says, the vagabonds in the area, all the notes got, or all of the talk got to the patrols, and I was sent on behalf of the School of Discipline to investigate this matter. Necromancy, bloodshed, powerful arcanists here. What happened? He's going to say, I'm class Saver. As you can see, he gestures to the back wall. It says, we were attacked. One of our agents outbid a rival on a piece for our gallery, and jealous spite, they sent contractors here to attack us, but our security forces did their job, and my brother lost his life in the fight, but only one item was stolen from our gallery, and one item was destroyed. She's going to nod and say, we'll find out who's behind this. He's going to shake his head and say, no, we know. We'll file an injunction with the Supreme Light against our rival guild. She's going to nod and say, people were killed, though. Proper paperwork needs to be filed on this. Life debts. Those lives are still valued in the eyes of the Queen. He's going to nod and say, we'll pay the life debts. It happened under our roof. She's going to say, I'd like to see the bodies. At which point he'll say, look, this is a private matter and it's been taken care of. We don't need a full investigation of these premises. Again, she's going to say, if I have to ask to see the bodies, your legs are... If I'm going to have to ask to see the bodies again, your legs aren't going to work to stand in my way. He nods and lets her by. Her and her apprentice are going to walk to the different bodies. At which point they take off the cloths, and we are going to take the first roll, which is her investigation check. As she looks over the bodies, just barely hitting it, with her bonuses. On the final one, as she unveils Tastus's body, she's going to look in the pool of blood next to him, and a glint of metal catches her eye. She raises it. She reaches into the puddle and raises the tiny piece of metal up. It is a signet of a Ardorian falcon with very intricate tiny metalwork. At which point she turns and looks to Claster and says, you think this was a rival guild? Claster gestures to the back wall and says, I'm sure of it. She shakes her head and says, this is a signet of the Ardorian throne. I've only ever seen this on emissaries acting directly on the magnate's orders. He's gonna gulp and say, I'm not sure how that got here. She's going to nod and say, was there any of your staff that survived the encounter who saw this attack? He's going to gesture to the people in the room and say, those who came and cleaned up behind, a couple fled. She's going to say, I need to talk with them. Rob, the 3 for the charisma check for the orc who was picking his nose was not brave enough to stick around. He's gonna say, if you find those yellow-nosed cowards, be my guest. Secondly, the charisma check for the man who snuck off early in the fight with Kenneth and Claw. Also, was not brave enough to stick around. She's going to say, look, there are Ardorian foreign agents acting within the city, possibly with orders to assassinate individuals within here. The Plaster's going to say, look, this is a matter between guilds, and it was a wrong against me. I'll file my injunction with the Supreme Light. I don't need an investigation. If there's any wrongdoing on my part, it's my right to request a trial. Which is the Sun Yith's responsibility to arbitrate. She's going to nod and say, yes, but seeing as this is now a matter of safety for Alonagian civilians, that falls into the responsibilities of the Queen, and therefore the extension of her will, the Risen. I must look into this matter in depth, including all of your ledgers and everybody that works in this facility. Claster's going to...
We screwed him.
Claster's going to say, look, I'll pay the life debts. We don't need an investigation here. How much is it going to take for you to just bury this? The 10 being Claster's persuasion check. She's going to say, Mr. Aver, or Son Aver, please recognize that justice will not sleep until these foreign agents have been brought to justice. Now, if you will not comply to me, I'm afraid I'm going to have to shut this whole gallery down until we find our individuals. He exhales, and he's going to nod, gesturing for her to go further into the complex. She looks to her apprentice and says, send word to Letters Law School. We're going to need blue contractors on this. It could potentially get really dangerous. The apprentice is going to nod and head out. At which point, we're going to jump back to the party.
Oh man, she's so dead. I feel so sorry.
I would say it's like this might come back to bite us very quickly.
Oh, it is.
Oh no. Oh, it won't at all because I didn't kill anybody. And
Yeah. When in doubt, I'm just gonna hit one of you in the knees and just be like, infiltrators!
Why do I have a suspicion that's maybe me?
I am the only one who's not Ardorian.
You're the one I most want to hit in the knees, but you're a little Nagian, so...
I would say it will probably be whoever is closest that is not the princess.
So...
It's probably going to be Anderson. Yeah. I killed the mouse.
Anderson or Claw, so...
Well, everybody who saw Anderson killing is dead. The orc only saw Claw stealing, and the other guy saw you guys attack, and he was like, nah, I'm good. And just left.
they're both gone because they're smart.
I would say there were no witnesses of Anderson's crime that were not within the party, and that can be arranged.
Alright, so, getting to the circus is down in Elegance's Reach, just past the city walls. And let's get some upbeat music for this. Wow, has it been that long in your guys' party that we don't even have upbeat music? I guess we go back
you
to
always
this.
play the suspension music.
I know. I'm like looking through the list right now. Okay, and we will do this one too. Okay, so you walk into through the
The wetter Anderson.
you walk past the city walls, and you are greeted with a land of exuberance. The fairgrounds that extend for probably half a mile in radius are just filled with people walking through tents. There are some permanent structures arranged here, and in the air, it's still daylight. It's the afternoon sun. And you can see there are enchantments of illusions in the air of things just dancing through, exploding, dazzling. The explosions of almost looking like fireworks. They make no sound. As they combust, they fall down, shimmer, come back together, form forms of animals running back up into the sky. Unicorns, foxes, things trotting on the air. Zigzagging back to where they first exploded and then leaping, combusting again. There are crowds of people moving through this place. As you enter the start of the small fence around these fairgrounds, there's no like real wall around all of this. It's just kind of fences and topiaries to kind of denote like this is this is the circus's grounds. You guys are going to be greeted with a large stone sign over this entranceway that says the rivers of interest. Stepping through the gate, there is entranceway. There's a small gatehouse. It doesn't really bar your guys' entry in. There are a couple brutes, I suppose, that might be running security, just kind of watching people coming in and out. But there's kind of an expectation of people going to this gatehouse, buying admission, exchanging a few silver coins. Aswandria is going to lead the party towards the gatehouse. I'm going to assume everybody follows unless somebody tells me that they don't.
Have we all rejoined now, or?
Anderson, I'm going to put you in after 15 minutes of roleplay.
Cool.
Of just you're taking a short rest, so you're gonna arrive here a little bit after everyone else.
Sounds good.
That said, at the gatehouse, you guys can see there is a map of the fairgrounds. There are no rivers that run through the fairgrounds. The two rivers are the paths that lead through the two different halves of the fairground. There is the River of Water and the River of Fire. Water has if anybody looks at this map, Water has has more artistic and passive exhibits for you guys to watch and or to look at that are just kind of passive observations. The River of Fire has more shows and entertainers on there. If you guys spend time looking at the map, Aswandria will pay your entrance, as she said she would buy everybody tickets, fishing out her coin purse, and after a brief discussion, the person at the ticket booth is going to wave her by, raising a hand towards the guards standing just past the gatehouse. They take notice and they continue to just watch the crowds coming in and out. Rejoining you guys at the map, Aswandria is going to say, "Oh, wow, look at all of this. Which side do you want to go to first?" If anybody wants me to read the exhibits, I can. Otherwise, you guys are free to choose.
Looks at Claw.
The exhibits,
The River of Water has dancers, works of art, and people performing like kind of more passive things of awe. The River of Fire has performers and entertainers doing feats. That would be like where you see people walking on tight ropes, walking on chains, the menagerie of exotic beasts. They have performers performing with creatures and stuff. Where one's kind of awe, the other one is thrill. different exhibits on either side. On the River of Fire, there's the Pit of Flames, the Menagerie. On the River of Water, there is the Rye Dancers and Alistrel, the Amazing Psychic.
I'm leaning more towards the River of Water. I think having something calming might be a good idea.
All right. You guys can begin walking through the fairgrounds. And yeah, this place is positively brimming with people. And there was one thing I need to grab. Oh, let's see. Okay. This place is positively brimming with people. Walking by, there are different people just performing little acts of magic with illusions, doing parlor tricks, and people playing guessing games on the at some of the tents. There is a large stone structure here in the middle of the River of Water. It is a gallery. If you guys want to go inside of it, there are probably different pieces of art there. Otherwise, there is another tent you can hear a lot of people clapping from, and that one is the other main attraction over here, Alistra's amazing tent of mine, warping wonders.
I think we've been too much to trust that.
Yeah. I think we'll kind of go through, leisurely go through the art gallery, kind of, take our time admiring the works. This is time for us to relax and enjoy ourselves, so.
Okay.
Nice and calm.
And then the explosions start.
Yeah, that's
And
what I was
then
thinking.
the explosions.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the explosions happen when we get to the fire area, because I'm sure Hussey's gonna insist on it, considering half of the reason why she thought of the second is because of animals and Claw's affinity for them.
I haven't even seen the animals yet.
If anybody wants to roll me a perception check, you can. I'm not going to go through and describe every piece in here, but there are... it's just a couple tiny little things that might be interesting.
I'll do it. And my perception
did.
is...
Well, my passive is better than that, but fair enough.
Yeah, Sergey and Claw, as you guys are walking through this gallery, you're able to kind of tell kind of what they've owned for a while, as far as kind of how I guess like the area is trodden, and just looking at like the walls and the stuff around it, and kind of what are like the newer installations that have been put up. Among those new installations, you notice two interesting things, and I'll say you guys split up a little, and I'll give one to one person and one to the other. Evens, Matt gets the first, and odds, Claw gets the first, and Matt gets the second. Okay, Claw. You are going to notice a aquarium-like contraption that was in oh my goodness gracious, how did her name just slip me?
Ladera.
Yes, Ladera's manor. It is not the same, but it is another piece of crystalline art. This one looks like lightning contained in the aquarium. It is of crystal, and the crystal is glowing inside of the tank and crackling with energy. The crystal is not connected with those little links like Ladera's were, but the energy inside of them seems to be holding them somewhat together like a chain. And rather than like swaying in the water, they keep reforming to, as the water pushes them out of place, they keep reforming to this lightning-like pattern. It is a piece of merfolk art, or Murai art. And then Sergey, walking through here, you're actually going to notice one of Ladera's pieces is in here. She sold it to these people. Oh, I have to look at which piece was not destroyed. I mean, you guys laugh, but I did keep
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I'm just like, did we repair this one?
It is a watercolor painting of some Alil Najian woman with silver eyes. She's holding a skull in her hand, and she is standing on a field. You saw it in her collection, and now you see it here. Otherwise, I mean, the other pieces of art are pieces of art, but Alil Nagai is like covered with art everywhere. There are paintings, mosaics, drawings that have been preserved, sculptures in this place, and collections of, prints and tapestries of similar themes. Those are the only two that like really stand out as like, whoa, these grab my eye.
Okay. Right. Like I said, we'll kind of continue walking through these. Huh.
Okay.
Kenneth, doesn't this one remind you of any of the one back at Ladera's?
Yeah, I was
String
about
to
to
the-
say, with the view I saw.
I mean, I remember that one.
Hmm.
This one looks similar, but more magically connected than the other one.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not an art expert.
I was saying Kenneth.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Talking to me.
I said Kenneth.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I was confused too. Then he started talking like, "Oh, did he really?"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't get art, man.
As you guys are looking at it, somebody is going to walk up behind you.
The fireworks.
They're going to say,
And you get stabbed in the back.
you don't get it because it's not displayed right. You have to be in the tank.
Is it a sea person?
Turning around, they have pale blue skin. Their hair is pulled back into a ponytail until you realize that those are fins on their head, like weird. What's the word? Flaccid fins pulled into the makings of a ponytail. Where it's like at first glance you'd probably be like, oh, that's just a just a Jukai-ori, the race that Morgan was. The name slips my.
The water genasi?
Yeah, I remember the Ilderon version for it. I didn't remember the D&D. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a water genasi. But like, upon closer inspection, you can see the features that kind of mark them as merfolk are covered through clothing. But yes, this is somebody who looks accustomed to sea dwelling.
Like Strador's gonna light up. An actual Mirai.
He nods and says, "The shards, they project images. refracted through the water, but you only see it when you're in the water.
So why are they just displaying it like this instead of having, I don't know, like someone have a chance to go in to the tank to be able to see it?
He's gonna shrug and say, "Not enough water flowing into their brains. I don't think they understand how half of our art works. But they do seem fascinated by it."
Oh,
Well-
I get it. So they're like a pretentious type of people who are like, "Oh yes, I understand. Oh, perfectly," without actually understanding the actual culture behind it.
Yeah, have you not met Alonagians?
No, Illuminagians. I mean, you're one of them, but you're not like the rest. I don't know. You seem more Ardorian. That's neither here nor there. Anyway.
My father was a sailor and my mother was a war hero. I'm not
Yeah,
very
that's not.
cultured.
That's not Illuminagian at all.
Asuandria, is her eyes are fixed on the tank, and she's gonna say, "I want to get in it."
Friendly reminder that you can't breathe underwater, honey.
Do you know how to swim? Actually,
That's actually an
that's
even better question.
not, that's not
You
the
know
question.
what? When
never
has
left
she
the
had the
castle.
opportunity to learn how to swim? It is
Yeah,
a
she doesn't
20%
know how.
chance she knows, and I will roll a d100. 22, and she's going to say, "I will have you know, I spent a lot of time having large tubs brought in, and I learned the fundamentals."
Oh, sir.
You know what? That's
may I
actually
have your
more
name, sir?
hilarious that that's how she learned.
Anderson, I'm gonna take 6 gold, or I'm gonna take 1d6 of gold from you, Jackal. You bargain with the guards at the front, saying your friend paid your entry. She's nowhere to be found for you. You give them 2 gold pieces and they let you into the circus. After wandering a little while looking for the party, you can see you stumble upon the gallery, and you see your party engaged in conversation with a strange-looking blue person. I think I cut Ramon off at that.
Yeah, I was asking him his name.
He is going to say, Insuramus.
Sirimus, hi. I'm Kenneth. Does it matter if it's freshwater or seawater?
He's going to say, the more potent the water's ability to give life, the more potent the displays of the crystal.
Fresh.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't that be salt? We have a whole ocean.
Did you just walk up onto us? Are you here?
Oh yeah. By the way, hi.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm now here.
Oh!
How are you guys?
Hi. We're,
No, this night's
we're
getting
discussing Merfolk Arc, and oh god, Brandon, my mind's going blank.
Insuramus?
Insiramus, Mr. Insiramus here, was telling us that the only way to actually be able to see it, as it's supposed to be, is to be actually in the water, and Alessandria wants to jump into the tank.
Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should probably...
see
Alessandra
anything
gestures to Anderson and says, "See?
We should probably speak with the people in charge so that they don't freak out.
And charge us with.
Yeah, you should really get
trespassing?
permission or something. It's,
Looking around this gallery, there seem... Well, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Oh, I was gonna tell you guys how many guards are here. Nobody asked me. I'm just gonna shut up.
How many guards are here?
Well, funny you should ask, because I just already rolled that. Looking around this place, there seem to be 3 guards posted at different, one at each entrance, and then one just kind of watching people in the gallery.
I don't.
They look like contractors, people, hired for security.
We probably could have been one of them.
So,
Don't
could
give me
someone go and
ideas.
tell one of them we're doing that? Just so they're aware. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't care, but so they're aware, right?
I feel like they would care. 'Cause
Sergey, do you really think they care?
No, that's actually a good point. You don't know how much paperwork we might have to fill out.
Mhm.
okay, out of character, why are you agreeing with me? Don't we have? Yeah, whatever.
Why question it? Just accept it.
Paperwork.
Yeah, paperwork would be killer for.
But is it the paperwork to allow, or for the paperwork to just let it happen? Which is the most paperwork?
I think to allow.
I think we should go with the allow. We did commit crimes.
But, I mean, like, we could always, ask super nicely and with magic influence.
Well, can you do that magic again?
Do what?
Magic where people don't
Wait.
notice us.
I don't have that.
No, I said claw.
Oh, I thought
Um,
you. Okay, I thought you said me. Sorry.
Out without mate, it requires a verbal component, but sure. You can cast it.
Sandra? Everybody else?
Why don't we just ask a guard?
Yeah.
I'll go ask a guard.
Yeah, please do.
Just
Uh,
use persuasion.
Also, Andrea smiles at Stradora.
Well, now we do what we want. Not what I said, huh? Complaining about paperwork, but the moment I bring up, yeah, just do it. You know, okay.
I walk up to a guard.
Okay, there's 3 in the room. Do you want me to roll you a d3? Which one you get?
Sure.
Alright,
Really?
I'm
Really
actually
go
going to
in the
roll a d6 because I don't have a d3. And I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1. You are going to walk up to the closest one to you. Feek. Or rather, you don't know his name. It is a male. He looks like he has some Dorai features to him. Looks mostly of a charming fella. He's got half plate on, and he's just kind of watching over the room. Occasionally, he points at one of the other 2 guards, points at a person, points down, nods. They nod back, thumbs up. He kind of keeps scanning the room. Notices Stradora coming over to him, and he's going to 2 fingers on the top of his forehead, and then to you and say, Ilderon.
Illyria, good sir. Sir.
His
Sir,
eyes
right.
continue scanning over you, not like scanning the crowd of the room. Like he notices you, says hello, doesn't stop doing his job.
I had a question of sorts for you, sir, pertaining to... You know what, I'm gonna cut the formal bullshit. My girlfriend wants to get in the merfolk part.
Wait, what?
My girlfriend wants to get in the merfolk arc.
The tank?
Yeah.
Why? Just look at it
According
from
to-
outside like everyone else.
According to our new merfolk friend, gestures to the merfolk friend, that's how you're supposed to view it.
He's gonna say, well, you, at which point, one of the guards at the other side of the room points to someone, points down, she mouths something. He's gonna like put his hands on his head, mouth something back, and point over. She nods and starts walking. He's gonna say, just don't break the art. The cages are locked. You can't get into it anyways. Did they have a rule book on this? He scans his knowledge. Whew. He's
Wait, I don't
going
think
to
logs
say,
are-
wait, can't you just go look at one of the paintings instead? At which point, the lady on the other side of the room raises her hands, and he's going to point, like, more furiously and try and gesture out someone else, and she shrugs again and keeps wading through the crowd. He is barely paying attention to Stradora.
At this part, we could probably have just walked into the tank at this point and walked back out.
I don't think he seemed to understand. I'm a 15-year-old girl in her first significant romantic relationship. If she wants in the tank, she gets in the tank.
You know what? Roll me a persuasion check, Rob.
We're getting more aggressive.
He's going to look down and say, younger Lil Najee in love. Hate to see it. First the Lil Najee and I dated, dragged me to one of those infernal restaurants, and I tell you, literally dragged me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's, at which point he's gonna say, you break one of those crystals, kid, and your family's gonna be paying out a fortune. Yeah, he
Cool.
gestures
It's
to the
fine.
side
Grandma
and says,
has
"Make
a
it
fortune.
quick."
Thanks.
He's, at which point, the lady in the crowd is just, like, befuddled. He pushes Stradora aside and starts walking towards her.
Well, I have permission.
That guy's
Cool.
fire.
Alright.
I'm a little curious what's going on over there, but
Is the tank locked?
The tank is indeed locked. There is a wooden top on it. The glass goes a little bit higher. And there is a metal brace around the glass that the wood is fastened into. There is a lock running into the wood. It's a strange locking mechanism. Not open with a traditional key, but that doesn't mean it can't be picked.
Alright. See if I can do this. I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
I'll basically kind of stand in a way that that just looks like you're opening it, so it doesn't make a scene.
Okay.
but we got permission.
Yeah, but
I'm picking
at least
the
on
lock.
how he's opening it. He's picking the lock.
Kenneth, there's no keyhole to this lock. Rather, there are 3 circular keyholes, kind of each one like 3/4 of a circle, and one smaller inside of the other.
Are we Skyrim locking this?
No. It kind of looks like this. Hold on, I can draw it in the bottom of the map. Sticking your lockpick into each one of those circles and fidgeting around, eventually you're able to get this thing to feel some sort of what the mechanics are behind it that keeps it locked. Move each of them into place, and the lock is going to be pliable as you pull it open. At which point, Andrea, oof, God, is she tall enough to get into this?
After all this, is she gonna be like, you're not tall enough to get into this?
Who is tall enough
Which
to
would be
help
hilarious.
her and to help her?
Well, it's more like a question of like how much boost does she need? Like I'm not very tall, but
Yeah,
like a
I'd say,
cheerleader
like,
boost
we got-
might be enough.
She's got like
Anderson's pretty big and tall and strong.
Yeah, I feel like if Anderson helps her into this, she definitely can. The tank is tall, like it doesn't go from floor to ceiling, but it definitely goes like floor to maybe 2 feet above like a doorway. Like it is imposing. Anderson, if you help her into it, she lifts up the lid, holds her breath, and climbs in. After a moment, she splashes down into the tank, submerged in it. You guys can see her through the glass. The crystals crackle, they turn dark, and the water begins to murk up just a little bit. You can still see Oswandria's form through it, at which point the murkiness kind of shifts to like a cloud of gray, Upon which, it then recedes. Also, Andrea continues staring before she comes up for air. She then gasps and says, "What is?" Her words echo off the top of the sealed tank. You guys really don't know. You don't hear what she says. Her words are too muffled.
Anderson,
I'm going to
telekinesis.
telepathically connect and ask.
Claws.
Can you repeat that?
Claw's going to help her get out of those tanks.
Yeah, I'm going to help her.
No, I'm doing this first.
Okay. As
You're
you
going to have to-
guys do, 3 or 4 people kind of gather around the tank, and we're watching kind of the display of
What
not
they
color,
assume were like
but
3 kids were like.
of dilution come
Ruining.
from the crystals. Claw, you know what? Give me an athletics check, Claw, for pulling somebody out the water. It's not that you're bad at this. It's that, like, you know, you are. I feel like you're here. You're leaning over the side. One hand's propping up this like kind of heavy wooden lid that's fastening over this tank, because this tank is occupying like probably an 8-foot circle in diameter. And the other hand, like as you're leaning in, the other hand is like pulling Asu Andrea like out of here, and it's very easy for you to, you know, either fumble this, dropping the lid on yourself, or being pulled in. So I'm gonna say a DC 14 athletics check.
Well, it's
You know
gonna
what?
be a
I'll throw you
straight
a
will.
bone. I'll give you a DC 13 athletics check, because Asu Andrea is trying her best to kick her way out of this tank.
I'm also going to roll an athletics to help.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Sergey. If you want to provide the help action, you can give Claw advantage. Otherwise, if you want to hold the tank open for him, I'll move it down to a DC. I'll move it down to a DC 10. Either one of those are your options. But somebody just give me that check. It's not something you freely are able to do.
Yeah, I know. I'm just now.
Welcome to your final boss of the campaign, the tank that consumes your companion. Well, we were gonna go back to Ardor, but we couldn't get Ostlander out of the fish tank.
You know what? I'll
Real
just
final boss.
do the help action. Give
We let her, and then she drowned.
Claw.
Okay, roll with
Advantage.
advantage.
I'm gonna wait
Sergey
until
holds your
that.
feet. Believe. All right, with a heave and a hoe, you grab hold of Ostlander, you pull her up, you slip. Sergey braces your waist, and you're able to get your hand on the side of the tank, and kind of use your back to keep the lid open. Ostlander is going to gracefully fall out of the tank, holds to the side, flips over, lands on her feet. Then you're able to just let go, let the lid kind of slam back down onto the brace. Soaking wet, Ostlander is going to say, it was a whole houndfish in there. It swallowed me, and it was a world of colors. It was beautiful. Did you see it?
As a matter of fact, no.
We saw a fog of blackness. So I guess it's scented for one individual to see.
You know, like this is kind
And
of a player
Cyrimus
thought
is
afterwards.
going to go, a slight smile cracking on his face, and he's going to say, "Enjoy the rest of the gallery," and he's going to start walking away.
Thank you.
Lock it.
Oh, I didn't get to ask him where he was from.
A couple of the people around as you lock it are going to say, "Hey, I want to go in. Mom, let me go in."
Unlock it yourself. I say as I lock it back up.
Yeah. Oh.
Guys,
We're
guys,
back.
so guys,
Yeah.
guys, gather around. You know we
Everybody clear.
charge for this, right?
Sure, I had that same idea, but
We're not
I
part
wanna
of the
be
party.
And I don't want to deal with the shit.
Neither do I.
Part of me wants to.
If you would like to climb into the art exhibit, please speak with guard Fink.
Oh,
Fake.
Gestures at the guy I talked to, and please harass him thoroughly. Thank you, and enjoy your time at the gallery.
He
can
who
live with
is who is patting down a gallery visit or visitor, him and his companion. They're going to be patting down this guy before he finally pulls out like a little small handheld statue, and he's raises his hand to point, and then everybody kind of starts crowding around him. He's like, "Hey, wait!" The other guys to run that he was patting down. At which point they're like, "I want to go in the tank." It's like, just get away from! Oh, get him! The lady is who is directing earlier, is going to run through the crowd. He's like, one at a time. Everybody kind of just starts asking him stuff. It's like, no, you can't go. No.
Let's be on our way.
We exit stage.
Most
What?
people did, and meanwhile, like, all right, bye.
At which point you guys can leave the gallery. I don't think I named this gallery. I'm just gonna say the River of Water Gallery, or the Water River Gallery.
Shitheads is
We'll
what
call
we
it
are.
You know,
Oh, go ahead. E.
I'm glad that worked out. This is out of character. I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah,
But
my player thought was like, we never insided checked. What if he's just lying? Like, what if he hates these people? He wants to ruin it. that could have been a possibility.
it was labeled Mura art.
Demon shenanigans.
I thought it was doing shenanigans too, but you know, I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. So let's go to the exhibit of fire.
Okay.
Okay. Walking towards the River of Fire, the other half of the circus. There are several things here. Let's roll a percentage die. You know what?
Oh.
Does a party member want to roll a D100, or do you guys want me to do it?
I'll roll 100, and I'm just gonna slap Seargate real quick.
Okay.
We're going to put our fate in Rob's hand, and we'll blame Matt if anything goes wrong.
Specify it's like a backhand to like your shoulder, or however high you can reach, because I'm only 4'11".
So, like, his back thigh.
All right. Give me a D100.
Dry the princess.
Oh, Officer Andrew, who's still soaking wet from the, doesn't even notice. Alright.
Oh.
That's not terrible. So you guys are going to make your way into the path of, you guys are going to make your way into the River of Fire. And, the first thing that's going to grab your interest is, I mean, it's gotta be safe, right? They're sanctioned by the Risen to operate here. They need some sort of contract for this place. There is a Murai performer on the streets with a. It is this small basin of water, and in it you guys can see like several different reptilian creatures lounging. She is pointing at them and singing magic coming up from the waters, and the water swirling around her fingers. As it dances to each one of them, these creatures grow to huge sizes and start running circles around this place. People are screaming, but it's kind of like a thrill ride as they're almost trampled by these lizards before a few seconds later they shrink down and then skip back into the puddle. And when I say huge, like, these things are like 15 feet tall for like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Huh.
Okay. Enlarge and reduce? Question mark?
On repeat?
Some people are taking thrills, kind of running by her as the creatures trample by, nearly getting stepped on. You guys, the D100 was just how close you guys get to getting stepped on. You guys kind of look over and it's like, can she do that? Is she supposed to be doing that? Let's just.
Is there any evidence of the trampling? Like, did they leave footprints?
Yes.
Is there like a Cuban shit?
Dust is kind of coming up from the path. The cobble is being, moved. You hear the crunch of the foot.
Okay. So it's either a very elaborate illusion or not an elaborate illusion.
Yeah. Some people have gathered around to watch her from a somewhat safe distance, as safe as you can be.
I mean, welcome to the Carney. It's as safe as we're legally required to.
Welcome to Action Park!
If you guys walk by her, there are other people on the River of Fire, people juggling, some people juggling dangerous things, people blowing fire. And then same thing as you saw over on the River of Water, just small performers doing kind of like parlor tricks with magic. A man calling out saying, "Come, I can guess any number you think of."
Actually, I want to go up to that man and like, what number am I thinking of?
Alright.
I am not allowing him as my racial, he don't have access if I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't think he focuses in on you with an action. You're subject to detect thoughts. It doesn't seem discernible, but can you be affected by detect thoughts?
I think I can.
Okay, yeah, give me an intelligence
I'm fairly sure I
save
can, but...
against detect thoughts.
Hold
your breath on that, it might be wisdom.
I
go
think
ahead
it's
and roll
wisdom.
the intelligence save, and
I think I'm
gonna
allowed
look
to
it up
roll
now.
charisma? Because warlock bullshit? For
That
wisdom save?
doesn't... I'm gonna call BS on that. If you link the feature, then yes.
I'm
and we can
looking
go back
for
on
it. I'm not actually sure.
Go ahead and roll me the save, and then...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have advantage on wisdom saving.
Okay. Let's see. Detect thoughts is a... For the duration... wisdom saving throw.
And you have advantage on all wisdom saving throws as a clash star.
Alright.
So that's a 20.
He is going to probe your mind. Unfortunately not getting into the inner recesses of your mind. He can detect surface thoughts with detect thoughts. So give me a range between within 5 numbers. 5 up or 5 down. Like, is it 1 through 20, 1 through 10, 10 through 20? Does that make sense? Like 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 5 through 15?
Anderson's not that smart. It's like 1 through 10.
Okay, 1 through 10. He's gonna look at you, bite his lip, and say 7.
It was 6.
At which point he's gonna say, well, fate sometimes means it that way. He flips a coin to you. He continues calling out. Somebody says, "Do me next!" He looks at the person and says, 14! The person says, "Aw." You're gonna put a coin in his tray in front of him.
You win a coin, you lose it. Yay!
Alright.
Right.
This has been interesting.
Yeah?
Huh.
So the 2 main exhibits on this side, other than all of the performers, there's the Pit of Flames, which seems to be like the main tent over here. You can hear drums, and you can see from the opening of the tents elaborate displays of light coming from inside of it. The other thing is there is a menagerie set up over here, almost like a little zoo.
Is going to kind of Claw's going to look at us and kind of see which one's catching her eye more.
This is a difficult question. Let me think. Oh, she does like performers. She's gonna look over
I was
to.
impressed by Saturdaeus Wonderspoon.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what she'll be impressed by an actual performer.
She's gonna look to the Pit of Flames and then to the Menagerie and say, "I'm happy with whichever one you guys want to go to. I'm still riding. I'm still riding the high from the tank. Roll me an insight check, E, for Claw.
Alright.
High, but it's not from here.
I forgot to not turn it off advantage, but first roll, it's a 7.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a low roll for me.
She's happy with either one.
Okay.
Well, Anderson being Anderson, I want to go to the Path of Flame or whatever.
Oh, the Pit of Flames?
The fire.
Pit of Flame.
Okay.
Alright.
This one is more of a show. You guys are going to step into here, and the tent is actually built over an amphitheater. As you guys step in, and the amphitheater is lowered into the ground. There are stone steps that lead down into this place and around into the different seating areas. And immediately you're going to see the braziers from the bottom basin are lit all around this place. And true to its name, the entire bottom basin is one pit of fire. Rising out of it, there is a metal contraption with different beams coming off of it that is slowly spiraling around. From the upper part of the tent and attached to some of the braziers, there are chains running every which direction around this swirling contraption. As you guys step in, I am going to roll a percentage die of how into their show they currently are. The higher the percentage die, the more close they are to completion. Okay, 58%. As you are watching this, the metal beam that this metal the metal rod, the column in the center of the very pit of fire that is rotating these beams around it. There is a performer on the beam, and he is going to, as it is rotating, it's going at a good pace. It's not like a super fast fan or anything. It's just kind of like, and each of like the high points is like when it kind of passes by you guys. He's near the center of the pit, and he is flipping over the rod in the middle, landing on the other side of the beam as it is rotating over this pit of fire. He flips once over it. He backflips again, not looking at where the other part of the beam is about to rotate to. Front flips again onto it, and each time the beam is kind of carrying him around here. As he is doing this, in a few moments, people are going to climb onto the chains. They then hold down rods that have rings on them, and in another moment, somebody from standing on the far side of the amphitheater, is going to shoot fire bolts at the rings. The rings light up, and they lower them. The man is... Well, he's got to roll a check for this. He's going to flip through one ring, landing again on the beam. His hands go up in the air. Everybody starts clapping. Backflips again, going through another ring, landing on the other side of the beam. It carries him around. He takes a bow to the crowd. It's worth stating, he rolled a 22 and a 23 on each of those checks. This was not scripted that he was just gonna knock it out of the park with these. But hey.
I was gonna say, he is a professional, as expected.
Yeah, he's killing it. If you guys take your seats, the show goes on for a little while with all different types of exuberant performances like this. I can go on with more, but if you guys want to say anything, this one lasts for a little bit. Each time, them slowly upping the stakes, the beam that's rotating in the middle, increasing in speed, and occasionally 2 more rings being brought out for a total of 4. Eventually, one of the beams slides around this thing, not moving in cadence with the other, so that there's only one, and he flips high into the sky. It's going so fast, by the time he comes down, he lands right on it again.
Is that what he was supposed to do, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like that's part of the show. He raises his hand and people are amazed. Or people start clapping and cheering.
Okay, I guess sometime during the performance, I'm going to turn. Who's sitting next to me? Whoever's sitting next to me. Can we decide sitting order?
Well,
would you like me to just randomly determine it for you?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see.
I think the only thing that makes sense is that Aussie is going to be sitting next to Shador no matter what. That's a confirmation.
Okay. It's from the left to the right of the party, sitting in the stands. Sergey, Kenneth, Anderson, Claw, Stradora, Asu Andrea.
I guess I'll turn to Kenneth and I'll kind of ask, I feel like we were supposed to be doing something here, but I've forgotten.
Something here?
Well, not here, but at the carnival. Weren't we supposed to meet someone or something? Something like that?
No?
Something was supposed to go down here, right?
No?
No?
If you're
Sure.
talking over the performance, Astranger's going to lean in and say, "You're just supposed to have fun. This is my gift to Claw."
Really?
Yep.
There isn't an alternative motive here?
I know. I understand. Anderson, I put my hand on his shoulder. Anderson.
She's going
While you
to
were gone,
call out.
we had this conversation.
She's going to call out and say, "Well, if there's an alternative motive, if your theory proves right and I'm some sort of friendship demon, then maybe I'm just getting you nice and plump to eat you." She smiles seriously.
Just
deadpan stare.
Can I just roll my eyes at that?
It's a joke.
You actually hear Claude. You actually hear Claude chuckling at that joke. That chuckles on
Terror intensifies. Are you sure about that?
Anderson?
Anderson with his soul knowledge of just you're positive.
Anderson,
are you aware of the ulterior motive?
She's going to roll her eyes and say, "I'm not eating your souls."
Maybe not ours, but there's tons of people we don't know who are having a great time.
I'm just waiting to respond saying, "We don't know if you're going to do that later."
Hey guys.
I don't know.
I'm glad you guys brought snacks.
We did?
Yeah. I mean, you seem to be munching on your feet.
Ah.
Speaking of, after this,
Don't taste too good.
speaking of Kenneth's gonna say, speaking of snacks, after this, let's go grab some food.
I'd be down for that. I'm hungry. We had a really hard workout earlier today.
You did.
Workout.
Work it. Just like out of character. Yeah, no, murdering like 17 dudes really works up an appetite.
Good thing it's out of character.
I said that out of character. I just wanted to make that joke.
We do. I was laughing at the jokes being stated while also watching the show.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he would, head to, won't be saying much of anything until the show's over, though.
Okay. Also, Andrea and Anderson shouting over the performance, even though, like, it's not shouting like, hey! It's just, you guys are kind of in a public space and you kind of have to talk over the crowd to hear each other. A few people nearby do take notice of you guys.
Okay.
Claw is going to give, when he notices it, it's just kind of the glare at, like, shut up, kind of.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
It is
My passive.
it is dim light in here. The pit is casting bright light, but these stands are a safe way back from the performers.
I was like, these are just some random people, like, kind of pissed at some, like, asshole teenagers talking during the movie, and totally are not cultists.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because as Claw, you look at these people, most of them, are of that thought of just, like, kind of looking over, like, what's going on over there? Okay, back to the show. Anyways, but a small group of 3 of them do focus in on the party, and they are pointing and talking amongst themselves. They look like asshole teenagers.
Oh no.
Oh, good. I get to beat up kids.
Oh, we get to kill killer bullies.
I've never. Okay.
Let's not draw attention to ourselves.
That's all we do. That's all we do.
I was like, we don't even have to try. We just do that.
Claw's muttering to himself under his breath, so I doubt anybody's gonna hear it.
Now we're just being asshole spectators in real life.
Alright. Well, Claw's gonna keep an eye on them, like, out of the corner of his eye, but not do anything directly yet.
Do you... Okay.
Claw does kind of nudge at Kenneth and give, like, gesture towards their direction to kind of point them out to him quietly. But then I see these people. You're the closest person next to me with the best eyesight. I can think of that can help me with this.
It's my 16 passive.
It's dim light in here and it's flickering. I'm going to say active checks only for trying to discern stuff, just because like it's such a distracting environment. If you want, though, I will subtract from your passive, just because it's so distracting. But at like just glancing over them, Claw points out some asshole kids that are kind of pointing, looking at you guys, like hands over their eyes, like they're straining to kind of see you too, and kind of make out like what's going on, because there's there's a pit of fire.
Fire, like,
in between you.
There would be, if this was modern times, like flickering like lights and techno music blazing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they're pointing, snickering, talking a little bit to each other.
All right. I'll nod my head and go back and pay attention to the performance.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, and I blend in way too well here because I have a floating dancing firework around me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can hide itself, right? Right?
Right.
Attaching itself. It can hide itself inside of my bag, or it can attach to Mango and hide in my hood. Yeah, it could. And then I'll just
that brings up a different kind of question. Does Mango have a rival now?
As the performance hits its crescendo, this beam spinning around at a terrifying pace, the performer is now doing all different types of stunts. He is rolling. He's cartwheeling backwards, kind of like a back salting. I don't know the term for it when you backflip with your hands on the ground.
Handspring or something?
Yeah, he's kind of handspringing backwards to the edge of this, leaping, or walking, or standing on the edge, waiting until he gets right around one of these rings, leaping forward, rolling onto the platform, then doing it, or rolling onto the beam, doing it in the opposite direction, hanging off the edge. He goes for a third time, and he hits the side of one of these rings of fire, at which point, looking down, he's a little off and he reflexively grabs the ring, burning his hand, lets go, falls. The crowd goes, smack! The beam hits him in the stomach and he falls into the fire. There's a brief second before water cascades over the bottom of the pit, the fire is extinguishing, and the circus going dark. The caster on the other side of the pit, seeming to be the source of the water. There's groans and silence.
I think he's alive?
At which point, several lights begin to dance in the middle of the tent and say, "Thank you for coming to the Pit of Flames. We hope you've enjoyed this performance, and we'll be back in a half an hour with another one for you. Please exit the pavilion safely." Get me a light! There's
Well, at least he's alive.
groaning coming from the pit. The caster in the middle continues to smile and wave between the dancing lights.
All right, that was interesting.
Oh,
Let's get some food.
no. Oh, no, I don't think.
How
I want to try telepathically, like, communicating with the guy in the pit.
Are you okay?
How difficult-
No.
how difficult is it to like get down there?
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is God. Just let go. Everything will be fine.
Shut it, Jackal! No, bad. Secondly, yes, how difficult is it to get into his pit?
There is a there's a small wall separating the. I would say it's like just a maybe 2 foot wall separating like the stands from dropping and descending into the pit. Of just walking down these stairways all the way to this wall. Like normally you wouldn't want to be down here because the flames would be so hot. It's stone, everything down here. But yeah, you can just walk to the wall and look down and jump in if you want. It's a about 6-foot drop into the pit.
I don't need to jump in. This is telepathic.
Climbing.
No,
Oh.
the rest of your party asked me how hard is it to get into the pit. I guess the answer, not terribly.
Oh, no, I just wanted to fuck with him and then leave.
I will climb into the pit.
Okay. Okay, so Anderson, Stradora, Kenneth, and Sergey, and also Andrew begin to leave, and Claw goes into the pit.
Sounds like it.
Okay. All right. Claw, descending into the pit. This guy is rolling on the ground. He was not wearing a shirt when he was doing all of these performances. You can see he has his hand over his abdomen. There is all of the flesh there is just purple. It is a giant bruise where this thing just whapped him and kind of hit him around. Fortunately, it didn't hit his rib cage. Just below it, he's gonna. Can he see you?
It hurts like a bitch, but
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
He's gonna look up and and I guess he fell into the flames, but they were extinguished so quickly. He's actually laying back in a puddle of water, too, down here. At which point he's gonna look up at you and say, "Are you one of those new kids they hired? I slipped.
Oh,
Quick."
I figured. Yep. Claw's heading over there and giving him. You know what? I'll cast a. I'm actually out of first and second level spell slots. He's gonna get a cure wounds. He's lucky. It's a level 3.
At which point, go ahead and roll it. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna roll him 3d12 of he is definitely bloodied. The 3d12 are going to decide where he is at relative to his bloodiness. He is 7 points below being 7 points past being bloodied, so you're going to heal him up. The flesh and the bruise kind of or the flesh kind of mending itself, the bruise receding just slightly. He's going to inhale. His eyes close. He sits up from the puddle of the water and looks around. The woman who is waving goodbye to the crowd is going to jump down off of the metal contraption and say, "I told you that the stunt gets too dangerous in the end." He's going to say, "If we bring in a bigger crowd, we get a bigger cut." And she's going to say, "Doesn't matter if you're dead. Lucky I was here." And he's going to say, "That's what you get paid for. Help me get ready for the next show." She's going to look at Claw and say, "I don't recognize you." It's his job.
I know it's your job. I'm going. While I'm replying, I'm going to make a medicine check on him. I do have dark vision.
For internal hemorrhaging?
I don't
Like,
see
seeing
how
on how, like,
that, but all right.
Being able to see in this area because I don't know how well lit it is.
Okay. What are you trying to discern?
How much of it, like, how healthy is he? Would he be for the next performance, kind of thing? Would he be able to really make it, judging based off of how he's getting up, how he's reacting? Like,
okay, roll me
after
the medicine check.
it is a 16.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes accidents happen. Fortunately, magic's here. This isn't like a Spider-Man the Musical injury, but it's
Right.
It was pretty bad, but he's looking pretty good, all things considered. Like, he's standing up, he's kind of testing his body. He looks like he'll be able to perform again, probably pretty well. Barring anything absolutely tragic. He rolled a 2 and a 3 on those last 2 checks, by the way. 2 for the flip, 3 to land.
I'm a Samaritan that doesn't like seeing other individuals hurt unless they deserve it. So I saw that fall. I immediately, this instinct to not run into the pit of fire kind of overwhelmed me until afterwards. I would recommend listening to your friend, at least definitely taking it easy until the next performance, but I think you'll be okay, just judging based off of what I can see from you right now.
She's going to nod and say, well, Chown pays pretty well. If you put those magics to use, you'll make more here than you will with any guild. Pays 3 gold a day.
And that's how we joined the circus.
She's going to help the man to his feet, and he's going to start finagling with the contraption. He unhooks a piece of metal, or a lever on it, and he's going to start swinging out the metal bars so that they're perpendicular to each other. Wait, no, wait.
Hello?
Perpendicular lines form 90-degree angles.
Yes.
Parallel lines don't touch.
If you think of this as the circle contraption in the middle, one bar goes out in one direction, 180 degree, another one goes out in the other direction. They do swivel on this thing if it gets locked in place. After he has it going across, he pulls the lever back down, and she's going to walk off talking to him. They don't really pay you much more attention. If you stay down there, he might say, wait, you want an autograph or something, kid?
Nah, Claw,
Oh man,
Claw
form a
just...
set with the magnificent Vasidanius Wonder.
The amazing Pasadenius Wonder Spoon.
I could form a set, but no. It's just glad to see you're recovering quickly, and then Claw will literally just climb out of there.
Alright. The rest of the party.
Spider-Man.
Wait, I gotta do this differently. Okay, and alright, the rest of the party, as you are walking out, Asu is going to say to all of you, it's just like, oh gee, that fall looks like it really hurt. Performers put their lives in such risk. I'm wondering if it's almost safer to be a mercenary around here.
He's probably
It's not.
right.
Each has their own risks.
Yeah, he probably gets paid good.
You're gonna get interrupted.
Oh no.
You're gonna get interrupted.
Mean teenagers.
Yeah.
Oldies.
Altered
Sergey,
enemy.
and
Yeah.
and you hear a voice calling over the crowd exiting the pavilion, and it's going to say, "Oh, Glassling." Also, Andrea is going to go rigid, and immediately her appearance is going to start shifting as her illusion is dispelled, the hat becoming visible on her head and her eyes going black. And she's going to turn around, casting it again, and say, and you are all going to see a group of teenagers. There is a girl and two boys following her. And Sergey,
Yes.
you notice one of these boys. It looks like Pavel.
Pavel. Well,
Your brother is bullying my girlfriend?
The girl
God,
is
your entire
going to...
family line should burn.
I was
The
about to
girl
say,
is
wow, we
going
can knock
to
out two birds with
say,
one stone.
I knew that was you. And Pavel's going to say, Sergey, you hang out with her?
I'm surprised you managed to find anyone to actually spend time with you.
The other boy's going to say, Miss, I can't do any spells that require concentration because my condition requires that I keep up. The girl interrupts him, says, bunch of rubbish. She begins casting another spell, and
Hey,
dispels
I
the
am just
illusion.
going to charge this bitch.
You're gonna attack
Back
her?
the fuck off!
I'm just basically going to just stand in front of her and like, listen.
Okay, the dispel magic
that's-
can go around you, but Asurendra can recast it with the hat. But you do step forward. The spell slowly dissolves the illusion, and Asurendra again cast it from the hat. They begin chuckling.
I'm just basically going to grab my little brother by is he wearing like any jacket or some shirt?
Your
Yeah,
brother is a minion.
I guess.
I'm going to grab him
Oh, go ahead.
by the back of his shirt and just
He's got an
drag
open
him.
robe on.
Also,
He's
your
gonna say,
brother isn't even the
Sergey,
ringleader here.
Stop!
I'm just
God,
going
you
to basically
treat me
just...
like a kid.
That's because you're one.
He's gonna say, "No, I'm 18. I'm at the university. You're embarrassing me."
No, you're his brother. You're inherently embarrassed by your bloodline.
I'm just going to shoot
I
daggers
consider
at
marrying
Fedora.
up so you can get a new last name.
You're like extra savage tonight.
Me?
No, like Anderson, like looking over to Fedora.
You know what? Actually, hold on.
Looks over at the other boy. I have nothing important to say to you because you aren't.
And you know what? I'm also going to grab the girl.
The,
by
as
back
Sergey,
the
go
crate.
ahead and your brother doesn't
it.
fight you. The girl is going to try and dodge out of the way with a athletics check. Go ahead and roll me a contested grapple. She as she tries to move out of the way, she's going to point at Stradora. She's gonna move out of like just duck under your grip, step back, and say, "I like her. She's vile. What are you doing hanging out with such a foreign loser?"
She's my girlfriend.
The girl is going to take a moment, inspect you, and say, "Ah, all right. Glasslane knows how to snag him." At which point, Oscar Andrea is just going to say, "Can we go?"
I'm just going to grab
sure.
the other boy,
Like I
and I'm
said-
just going to roll up the athletics check.
Why
right now.
are you like obsessed with grabbing children?
I don't.
I'm
at
going to
this point,
throw
I don't
those
care.
fuckers out.
Of what? We're in a. I'm gonna
What?
throw him out of what?
Carnival, man.
Disneyland in the middle of the Magic Kingdom?
Oh no!
We're not in a bar.
Okay, you can roll me a
That's
check to
a
grab the
character,
other
by the
one.
way.
Just like shove them in the dirt or something and let's move on, man. This ain't worth
I
our
was going to
time.
throw him out of the place.
When do I come back into the scene?
You'll come back into the scene as Sergey has grabbed the kids that were staring at you guys. One of them is not grappled. The girl who was in the middle of the bunch. Sergey has a pudgier one by the collar, and a more athletic one by the wrists. They look older than you, but younger than Sergey. They're complaining, and the girl's going to. Well, I guess she's technically no, I'll go with girl. Anyways, she's going to say, "Fine, we're leaving. Just let them go. We'll be about our own business. Enjoy the circus, Glassline."
Oh, Highland. I'm going to let go of the one boy. My brother.
Okay. He's
Sergey,
gonna say,
we don't
"You
have
and
time
Carmen
to
always
waste
think
here."
you're so much better than me, don't you?"
Hey, you, the one in charge, you know?
She looks back.
You got a name?
She does have a name. It's on the other document.
Hold on one second. I lost my name tag and I can't seem to speak it right now.
No, it's cool. I like to build up for the tension because of what I had planned.
Okay,
Well,
fair. Just give me a second, because that was like 5 sessions ago, and let's.
Yeah, no, take your time, Brandon. Take your time.
We're just for the sake of time, I'm gonna give her a new name. Let's go with Isadora.
Well, before she even, when she opens her mouth to respond, I'm just gonna be like, it doesn't matter what your name is. Okay? If you won't use her name, I'm not gonna use yours. I'll come up with something creative later, but your name's bitch.
I'm just going to look at my brother's thing.
Look,
name.
I actually I can't really respect you for having 2 minions because one of them is a Sergey.
Shit.
And given the fact that this one hasn't said anything, probably puts him lower than that one, and that one's the worm in the earth.
Did you just call me a worm in the earth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Remember the pecking order? Oh my god.
The
I'm
one
gonna
who
need
Sergey
to-
released is going to flex a bicep and say, "Worm? More like purple worm in the earth."
Dude, this little
Oh,
girl
is he
could probably
Hey,
kick your
hey,
ass.
hey, how do you spell that?
Can I just body slam this kid?
Hold on,
No.
I'm making him an intelligence check.
Please.
Question, is he dumber than an Anderson? Let's find out.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Answer is he's as
I
smart as an Anderson.
assume that you copy off of his homework that she makes him do. You, miss, are going to leave her, points at Alessandria, alone.
Isadora is gonna say, Pavel, quit groveling with your brother. Let's go. She looks at Stradora, points. She gestures, and she gestures her head, tilting to the side for her two lackeys. Sergey, your brother looks up at you, and he's going to say, look, I'm gonna be a better arcanist than Carmen, and I'm gonna be a better investigator than you. So get your grubby hands off of me.
That's a low bar, at least on one of those counts, Pavel.
I just basically just.
I mean, look, I know we make Sergey kind of like the butt of a lot of our jokes, but like the one thing he has is that he's pretty good at looking at a scene. Oh wait, no, he fell asleep on that one guard duty. Never mind.
Sergey, what do you do? Do you let him go? Or do you say anything?
Can I just body slam his snarky ass?
You're free to do whatever you want. I'm not. We're
You're
not
gonna
necessarily
body
going to
slam
support
your
you in your
brother?
endeavors.
Well, I'm just basically going to just flip him upside down and just
smack him, or are
drop
you
him on his
gonna,
head.
Give me a athletics check, contested by his acrobatics to not be wrestled or wrassled.
Are you sure you're not the asshole brother? I thought we were concerned about your asshole brother.
Can Claw try to stop Sergey?
I'm just going to let it happen. I'm leaving with Aussie.
Yes, we're not going to go into initiative order,
Yeah.
but roll me initiative for Sergey and for Claw. Claw, if you beat Sergey in initiative, you get to intercept the action. Doesn't look like you're going to.
No, it doesn't.
At which point you start running forward. Sergey tilts his brother back. His brother puts all of his weight forward, and Sergey flows with it and slams him forward. His brother a little dazed by it. People looking over. At which point he's gonna look at you.
Can I make one comment
Go
to
ahead.
him? I always knew you had shit taste in women.
You're a grown man child driving your brother in a fairground.
He's gonna spit and say, at least I have taste in women. He gets up and scampers off after Isadora.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You simp.
They
Oh,
I have
out of
They
character.
continue,
I have been waiting for this moment for so long.
I'm sorry, what were
Hey.
you saying about your asshole brother? I think you're the asshole brother here.
So,
Oh, he's definitely the asshole brother here.
Oh.
Yes.
Him?
Hey.
Yes. The other one? No.
Is this like a... This is a pyramid scheme is what this is.
mhm.
You just have a very unhealthy family dynamic.
Sergey, we're gonna have to talk to you. I'm gonna have to have a talk with you about your family relationships
Were
later.
your parents present to raise you, or were you raised by wolves?
Actually,
That's insulting to
They
wolves.
had to have been presents. Wolves would have raised you with manners.
Wolves would have raised him better. Ask Claw.
Alessandria is going to look at Sergey and say, yeah, I don't know how your brother can be friends with that girl. Umiya gives me strength every day not to poison her.
Can you not-
Why
can
did
you
you
not
come up with
poison her?
classy?
Can you please poison her, my brother, the next time?
No, don't encourage it.
Don't encourage.
What?
God,
One,
damn.
Sergey, and Sergey, like I stated, we need to talk about your family dynamics
Oh,
later.
I mean,
Lilia
we
give you
Secondly-
strength so that you don't greet the gatekeeper. What's wrong with you?
Secondly,
we give him a swirly and then we hang him on the flagpole by their underwear and we call it a day. Anyway.
All right, children. That includes you, Sergey. Children.
Aren't we all, besides Sergey, aren't we all like
No,
relatively
Kenneth's
the same
pretty
age?
old. Oh, not old.
I'm-
He's older.
Sergey-
Kenneth
Sergey
is
is
younger
older.
than Sergey, so that says
Yeah.
a lot, by the way.
But the reason I'm saying children, including Sergey, is because this man decided to grab his brother and pile ride him in the middle of this fairground. So, children,
Yeah, I'm not
let us
arguing there.
all,
Not
let us
arguing.
all get something to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
Cool.
quite
I
fan.
agree.
All right.
All
We
right.
glad
already
we made it
killed
with
like
the deer.
18 people today.
I don't want
But,
this to be taken the wrong way, and I'm asking out of character. Was Isadora cute?
Was Isadora cute?
Yeah, I have.
Isadora,
What's your appearance
there.
score? Her appearance score, basically.
Make it low.
She is homely. She's not cute, but she's not hideous. In terms of a Lil Nagai, there's probably a reason that, she's picking on other people.
He's probably
Okay,
good at
she's
magic.
definitely
And
like not pretty. She's not ugly, but she ain't pretty.
Yeah, she's not anybody who's gonna make you double take. Yeah, like, snot-nosed teenager, like, maybe if it wasn't for, like, I don't know, like, the acne or the lack of, the lack of ability to, compensate with fashion or anything, maybe, people would be double taking, but otherwise, it's kind of like a bland, Ilderon to pass by, in terms of how expressive, Ilderon as a country and culture is.
Basically, your generic Ilderon.
Yeah.
Is going to go up to Aussie though and give her a hug, saying, "By the way, for this present, I really did enjoy hanging out with you and everyone today."
She will hug you back and say, "I'm glad. I mean, other than almost watching a man die, it was really fun."
I'll say this has been.
I
the most
actually made sure that he was
normal day
okay.
I don't think.
Honestly,
he
the
was that
fact he
much,
didn't die is kind of disappointing. It really wrecks our average.
Oh, you could have saw another child die.
Sergey, like, we'll talk about murdering your little brother later.
Kenneth
No,
had said
I'd rather
something
not.
too. I didn't catch it.
Oh, I said when she said something about the in the middle of everything, I was saying, honestly, this has been the most normal day we've had. Thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I'm sorry, not
Hmm?
day, event. This has been the most normal event.
I was about to say, the only people that gave us grief for your existence was just mean teenagers. That's a welcome change of pace.
I think
And
for
I'm
my
going to
Dungeon Master
apologize.
notes, I think that's a friendship gift for everybody in the party except for Sergey.
Hmm?
At which point,
Can I go
Oh,
no.
over and apologize?
The gift could be
to-
poisoning Pavlov.
Oh, and
yeah, no.
I forget.
who do you want to apologize to, Matt?
Ask
okay.
Andrea for having to deal with my dumbass younger brother, who
I feel like you should just apologize for dealing with your dumbass. But,
She's going to say, "Oh, it's okay. Take it from me. You can't pick who your siblings are, but they come around."
I've been trying for too damn long with him. What the fuck happened to my voice?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Hey,
I would just like.
think we all
say
should go to a
technically
place-
Speaking, your dad did pick your sibling.
Did he?
Yep.
I guess he did before he got mind wiped.
yeah, that's fair.
Also, Andrew shrugs at that of just like an agreeable nod of like, I guess you're right. You can't pick your blood siblings.
That's
Correct
true.
myself.
But you can have civil relationships with them despite their flaws. I love Ren. He'll grow out of that energetic phase.
I thought you wanted him to.
Or he won't. It's Dad's
I
problem.
don't have a. Well, actually, no, that's not true.
You do, and you just
Ozzy's
haven't met them.
Just like kind of like nugging Ozzy's head a little bit, just like, even if it was pretend, you were my little sibling.
It means you chose. You literally picked. It's an antithesis to the whole theme.
She's gonna
Stop ruining the moral.
She's gonna say, "Fine, I was wrong.
What moral?
You can't pick your siblings." She'll look at
Anyways,
Sergey
let's-
and say, "Your brother is positively terrible, but I hope he doesn't
Thank you.
stay that way."
Well, see, that's how
Isadora,
that
though,
shit.
I believe her soul is lost.
Well, no one remembers shit taste in women. That's a lost cost.
Anyways, let's.
I mean, we deal with you.
I agree
sure
with
he has
Kenneth.
hope.
Let's get something to eat. I think we us heading back to the.
You
Who
know,
was saying it?
you have been staying at Ladera's Manor. Oh, I rolled up a whole bunch of the circus, but I surprisingly did not roll up any food court. Food pit, just throw it in there. Good luck.
Fight
You know,
for food.
we can be
What is
arguing
a
with
food?
evil.
I mean, a food
Where's
pit,
the-
food court, it's interchangeable. It's all about elevation.
It is actually.
Where's the mutton table?
You know what? The River of Fire will have a food pit. It is a entertainment course where you can go down there. There are several scampering creatures. It looks like Chikangas who go into this caged area, and they are taking food off of the table as people are trying to eat it, and people are laughing and just having a grand old time in the food pit. Otherwise, there's a completely normal food court of vendors and small stands set out where people are smoking and grilling and selling food.
Yeah, Claw will pay for the food at least. I feel
Okay.
like he would do that.
I am going to roll his price. Is going to be 2d6 of copper. Each person's food's going to cost you a silver and a few copper pieces. I can give you the whole amount you pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 12 is 72. You pay 7 silver and 2 copper.
7 silver, 2 copper, gold.
This gets you roasted meat on a stick. It is an expensive fare food.
Fair enough.
It's food on a stick. It's, like any fair you go
But
to.
it's
Any
a
state fair.
good amount. It's enough to count as an entire meal for you guys. It's a big old...
Oh my god, we got the
Simple.
burger on a stick. I love it. Dude, it's
So
like going to the state fair. Just whatever food you want, it's on a stick. You can be whatever
so
you
that
want.
would
It just
be-
has to be on a stick.
Yeah, if you...
gold and 2 silver, or 3 silver.
Yeah, if you pay him another 2 silver, he'll throw some flour over it and cast Burning Hands and deep fry it. I can't.
Harvey is tempted on that.
No, it's as tempting of a joke as that is, because Claw doesn't want to keep silver. He does want to keep silver in his pocket because it's not like he has anybody that he has to accidentally hurt with it anymore at the moment. Anyways,
Ever since he moved away from home, he started carrying a lot more silver pieces.
yeah, actually, that's true. No, so yeah, Claw will come back with the food.
All right. You guys can grab the food, and if you want to spend time talking to each other, you can. Otherwise, you guys can eat and head out or go to a different exhibit. The only exhibits you haven't seen was the Amazing Psychic and the Menagerie.
I'm not really interested in psychics.
Fair.
Yeah, honestly, if you want, I'll beat up that Isadora girl.
Get out.
Well, this might be the only time we
other-
agree on something, Stradora, but I agree with you on that.
The other exhibit, beating the snot out of some snot-nosed teenagers.
We came back and we decided we wanted to beat the shit out of you, because to make us feel better.
Like, I don't know how good they are at magic and stuff, but I gotta look at them. I could take all 3 of them.
I absolutely could take all 3 of them.
Is going to put down her meat on a stick, put her hands together. It kind of looks like a choking thing, and she's going to say, I don't need you guys to solve my problems. I'll solve it eventually. She stares down. It's just going to be a slow, deliberate solution that she'll know. She puts her hand down and shakes her finger and says, she'll know not to mess with me, but
Awesome.
not now.
I mean, you've already fried people to death. You're probably way ahead of her.
She thinks I'm weak just because I don't cast concentration spells.
Yeah, that was gonna
I've
say.
got-
Like,
Go ahead.
is her issue just that you can't cast concentration spells? Because honestly, that's a pretty stupid reason for her to not like you. But it feels like she's just reaching. Whatever.
Kind of petty, honestly. It's like
really
there's
petty.
a lot of powerful spells that aren't concentration.
I mean,
Also
you guys
Andrea's
looked at her,
going
right?
to, shake her head and say she's
You're
jealous
right.
because I got an independent course load from the professor after I talk and explain to him. I don't have to do a lot of the classes and assignments that they work on. But that doesn't mean I don't study in my own right.
It's true.
I mean,
You
you
work
gotta
just
look
Not
at
hard
it.
used
to
to, she's probably not used to not getting special treatment.
Yeah, no. I mean, you looked at her, right? Like, she's only kind of pretty. She's probably decently good at magic. So, she's just compensating for the fact that, you know, her parents probably didn't love her all that much, and the only affection
Threw her to
she gets is
college.
from worms.
Also, Andrea is going to say, I tried calling her princess, but she said thank you.
Well, it's not really an insult.
Can be if
You
you
probably
use in
like-
the right way.
That's true.
Yeah,
Also,
you gotta come up
Andrea
with something better.
is gonna brush her hand forward and say, but enough about Isadora. I'll see her in class tomorrow. For now, I don't want to think about her.
I find it kind of
Enough.
funny that her name kind of rhymes with Stadora.
Welcome to a Lilna guy.
Mhm.
Is Stadora
Probably
a
a-
common name?
No,
I actually never considered
the,
the Dora part, though.
the Dora. Yeah,
If you
you'll find a lot of
ask-
Doras here.
Yeah, if you ask outside, if you ask out loud, also Andrew is going to respond with, the first Sky Queen, the one who created Alona Guy, was Ladora. It's a homage.
I mean, I know we're not in,
It's like people naming their kid George.
why am I forgetting Alona Guy?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
Alright.
country.
I know we're not Alona Guy. I was never that great in school or history.
Because of Ladora, we name a lot of our children Dora. I'm named specifically after my grandparents.
Hmm.
All right. Do you guys want to see any of the last two exhibits, or do you guys want to head back to the university or the manor?
I wouldn't mind seeing the menagerie myself, just to see what they have there and see how many of them I actually recognize.
Okay.
If you guys don't mind that.
Yeah, no, go.
Alright.
All right, E. So the menagerie is Pass, the Mirai sitting in the small basin of water. She is chuckling to herself as she goes through the verses of her song, as each of these creatures almost stomps a passerby. It seems that she's intentionally scaring the daylight out of people. You do have to get past her to get into the menagerie. People are
Alright.
kind of like timing it, waiting for like one of the creatures to run by, and then they're running into the menagerie. A lot of people are having a fun time at this. Like, they're smiling as they go by. She has not stomped on anyone yet.
Alright. I'll go by her. I move decently quicker than a lot of the other people here, probably.
Okay. As you are timing yourself to get into this menagerie, you're kind of waiting, seeing, when these creatures are getting big and running. Go ahead and give me a dexterity. You know what? I'll give it to you as a check. Just be a
Right.
flat dexterity check.
actually, can I get an animal handling check of my own to see if I can kind of quote unquote play with the animal in a way that they kind of mess around with it?
Okay.
Or are these
Go ahead and give me an
monstrous?
animal handling check. You
Wow!
You-
Wow!
Damn.
you time it. You start you get ready as one of these things are about to come trampling towards you. The verse of her song picks up, and this almost gecko-like creature, 4 feet, becomes massive, starts trotting forward. Its bottom, the bottom of its mouth just kind of swells huge, and then back up to its face. As it is tromping towards you, you kind of call towards it. Its foot is about to come down on top of you, and it stops and moves its foot to the side of you.
Okay, so
And
she is
it
watching.
runs by. These creatures are trained. It didn't respond to your thing, but as you're quivering down there, hands over your head or something, you are not trampled. She begins chuckling. The creature shrinks and darts back towards the pond.
So basically it's the scare zones at Halloween Horror Nights. You actually are just fine as long as you ignore them. Good. Good to know. Right, heading into the menagerie.
Okay.
No, then you get the really tall guy on stilts carrying around a knife candelabra. So
if anybody wants to follow E, you can kind of walk by these creatures. It is terrifying if you think you're about to be stomped, but they narrowly miss you each time. Is anybody following, or do you guys just wait for E to come out of the menagerie, or Claw to come out of the menagerie?
I guess if we're going in there, I'll go take a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go.
Same thing. She kind of sicks these creatures after you guys. Since you guys know these things are trained from watching Claw, give me a charisma save to still yourself and not show fear in the face of these. Anderson,
I
yeah,
flinched.
same thing. You flinch. I'm just oh god, and it just steps
That's
right over you.
I got this. Oh shit! Ah.
I didn't tell you guys what a DC was, but I think 13's a really fair DC, so I'm gonna say the same
That's
for
better.
Kenneth.
Scream like a little girl.
Anybody directly next to Stradora can, get ready to be afraid, and it's wait, Stradora would judge me, and you can add the bonus. Or, is anybody else following? Oh, Oswandra would follow, so she'll.
I'm just gonna stay out.
I would
charisma
follow
save.
us.
Literally
Sandra.
jumped off cliffs, but this is what gets me.
Yeah. Rob, what's your bonus to charisma? Because she'll be directly next.
+3.
She got an 8, so that's an 11. The creature stomps right by, and Oswandria shrinks down, and again, it goes over. She begins, not hysterically, but kind of like a nervous. And she walks by. Same thing for Stradora. You don't have to be scared, but you do have to not flinch, because this lady is drawing her own form of.
What do you want me to
entertainment
roll?
from us. Charisma
Charisma
save.
save?
DC 13. Stradora, the ruiner of fun.
Yep. My thing.
One of the creatures comes straight for you. You just look at it and it stomps over you. And it shrinks down once it gets a good little distance away from her and darts back towards the pond. At which point you all enter the menagerie. And let's see. There are 5 enclosures here. Some of these might be creatures you guys have never seen. I'm going to say there are some wolf-like creatures in the first pin of DC
Don't
10.
sound racist, but I see the wolf creatures and I immediately ask, "What are those?"
Wow.
DC 10 nature check. There's a elemental bird DC 12 nature check. There's some scaly, weird lizard bird thing. That's going to be a DC 17 nature check, unless you're from Ardor. I'll change it to 15. On the far distance, there's some weird cat-like creatures and some weird primate creatures. Those will be 17 and 19 to identify. But yeah, there's just these enclosures.
Each individual checks, or is it a generalized check?
Each check for each enclosure you look at.
Alright, let's check the wolf one first, because I'm getting asked about it.
Claw, your nature tour guide, these are wargs. You can tell by their weird faces, and they also, they're not barking and howling like normal wolves. They're communicating of just... they speak the warg language. This is a large pen, and there is a where there have been, you know, tiny walls around this place. This, by the way, is like a 10-foot tall wall around these things. They look through the wooden fence gates at you guys. One goes, the other goes.
I feel like we're being made fun of.
Honestly, I don't speak warg, but yeah, they're wargs, and they're about as sentient as a winter wolf.
I mean, I could communicate with them then if they understand the language.
Right.
I kind of really, I don't really care enough, to be honest. But you know, I'm stating the fact that I could.
Remember Cup and Cake?
Who?
Sorry,
I'm
sorry, that's out of character.
You're coming cake. Who?
Hey, remember those dudes we killed?
The goblins.
No, not ringing a bell.
Okay. Never mind. You wouldn't enjoy it. They don't look. So, I can't communicate to those, at least not normally, without researching a bit more of their language, because it's not akin to Winter Wolf.
Yeah, the pen, or rather the enclosure, does have a sign on it on where they were captured from and where they are from. But it doesn't say that they're wargs. It says it has some flavorful description of
Tasmanian devils.
Yeah. The crazed stalkers of the night, the famed legend Tasuparapa of, you know, this captured in this area. And it's just, and a lot of people are kind of gawking at this. I'm just like, whoa. As they read this, but you're just like, oh, these are just wargs.
These are just wargs.
They're kind of passing off as like cryptids.
Right, I get that. Hey, let's go down the line then. I'll make a nature check on the next one. The next one, I believe, is the elemental bird.
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
And I think I did set that one at 12. Because, yeah, you're going to recognize this as an Inio wing. This is a water phoenix. The text of it...
Oh, that actually is rare.
Yeah, the text of it says that this is the soul of a dead sailor, and it couldn't rest until it was reunited with its love. He died at sea and flew to the shore, soaring over all of the cities, and now travels with the menagerie of the circus, because this menagerie occasionally moves, looking for its lost love. However, it's...
Why do you need to oversell a phoenix? It's a fucking phoenix.
People...
I don't feel like you need to, like, oversell that. It's just like I don't.
I mean,
Like,
that
it's
makes the
fucking Phoenix, what
story
more?
all that more enjoyable.
That rant, I'm assuming, is out of character, but
It's out of character.
It's actually
like
a rare
Anderson
thing.
would know. Oh god, if only Alma was here. It's like, what? It's a dead You lied to me. I was looking forward to relieving some dead person. That's a fucking bird.
hey! He traveled with someone who became an Enneaway. Who was dead person.
Yeah.
I traveled with the Alexander Anderson.
Yeah, truly the more notable of the
There were a couple
brothers in
others. Honestly, he's the only one that anyone ever cares about. That and like, I don't have the full title in front of me, and I cannot remember it for the life of me.
Good old Lord Dumont.
A random Mirai steps up behind you guys and says, if you really want to experience this enclosure, you got to be inside of it. I kid.
No, not this time. Alright, next one down the line. See what this one is.
This one's a little more difficult. You recognize it a little bit because you're a Dorian, but these are rare creatures.
Let me see if I see it. Ah, damn it. Actually,
your dad's
not gonna-
told you something about these things, but you are unsure exactly what it is. It is a scaly reptilian creature. It's got wings for hands, and the text on it states that it is of legend and slew 17 Ardorian warriors, eating them whole, bones and all. It took them 5 poachers to find and catch one of these things. If it was to get out of its enclosure, it would surely hunt upon the fairgrounds, devouring possibly dozens of people with how swift it can strike before they'd be able to bring it under control. People give this cage kind of a wide berth.
I was gonna move a little bit closer at it, not threateningly, just to kind of get a better look of it.
Okay.
Wait for bullshit.
You've heard stories of mountain wardens riding these strange winged lizard things, but you've never seen one in person.
I don't know what this one's actually called. I do, it's just escaping me. My dad told me about them when he was hunting with mountain wardens. Some of them were rode on the backs of these things.
I'm gonna guess it's not as deadly as they make it sound to be.
Can be.
I feel like I could take it. Let me in there. I'll show who's boss.
Hey, you're Ardorian. You can roll a nature check on it if you want.
You could.
I could. Fuck it. I don't have anything to lose. Let's go. Nature check.
There are other people with us, by the way, if anybody's asking.
I'll try
Who
to.
knows?
That's what. You know what? That was with a -1 though, and I matched claw.
Yeah, you guys aren't much better on these. Oh, hey, Kenneth, you are going to meet the DC for Ardorians. When Claw says that his dad told him that mountain wardens ride on these. You've heard separately that some of the mountain warden rangers who protect the paths ride on wyverns. You don't know what a wyvern is or was. Like, I don't think Kenneth's ever been to the mountains, so you're oh, it's a wyvern? Is what some of them ride on? Is that it?
Hey, Claude, is it a wyvern? Wyvern?
Wyvern.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
that
Wyvern
is.
sounds more right.
That's the name Wyvern.
Okay.
It's glad that you jogged my memory on that one. That
Hmm.
is
Yeah, the whole Mountain Warren
that's
thing
part of
kind
the
of
reason.
clicked something. Yeah.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense. That actually explains what. That was also part of the reason why I eventually convinced my dad to let me go up there. I wanted to see one of them, but we didn't. They didn't seem. We didn't get lucky.
You went up with the
But,
Mountain Warden?
Also, Andrea is going to say, I've never even seen one of these things. Wow. It's a flying lizard. Well, I mean...
I looked at Mango. I mean, it's a very big flying lizard, but you know.
I mean, considering these things, yeah, now that I'm remembering them, these things can be very dangerous if you don't know how to deal with them properly.
This one is actually behind panels of glass fastened into the rocks around its enclosure, and then a metal cage woven above it. Also, Andrea is going to knock her knuckle on the glass and say, I've heard tales of dragons that spit fire. Can it do that?
What's dragon?
The wyvern looks over at it. Or looks over at her. It doesn't do anything. It just kind of coils around and then lays down in its little bedding area. She knocks a little harder and says, that's kind of disappointing.
Honestly, I don't know. If it breathed fire, like, that'd be really dangerous, and I could probably just...
I think, for reference, because this thing's a lot more passive than what I would think from what I heard of, thing's right now afraid. It's basically afraid to do anything at the moment. Which is reasonable, but it's...
When Anderson asks what's a dragon, Asu Andrea is going to say, it's a creature of legend. Think that? She points at the wyvern, but like 2 more legs and 10 times bigger.
I could take it.
Nazariam are called the Silver Dragons.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Claw's gonna kind of grimace looking at the thing, kind of just like muttering himself and just kind of poor thing.
This one is
Who thought it
this
was a
one's
good
really
bring
uncommon.
Animal rights activist to a circus.
Andrea Bertol.
Well, they're creatures here. He likes creatures. This is like somebody and this happens a lot in my life where it's just like, oh, you like video games, here's Madden. And it's just like, I don't like Madden.
Right.
I was like, God, who does? Says the Madden player.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's Friday Night Madden.
No. Look, I play Madden. I didn't say anything about liking it. It's much like the Bible, you know?
Ooh.
Alright.
I meant that it says, you know, it says love
I'd
thy
like to
father. It didn't
clarify,
say anything
are we-
about liking their father.
Alright, let's roll this nature check.
Are we comparing like Madden to the Bible?
Yes.
By the kind of funny.
Oh!
This-
Wow!
Looking at this, the description of this is it is a black cat with huge ears. It says, the description says this thing is a creature of omens. If you were to ever look at it without anything standing between you and it, you would be cursed forever until you find your own timely demise. They hunted for this thing through the northern villages of Ilderon on the border of the Alien Forest. Following a string of misfortunes and dead villagers, capturing it and saving the people of the northern villages from a horrible fate of consistently being cursed by it. Fortunately, as long as something's between you and it, it's safe to look at.
Okay, what is it really without the bullshit?
You look at Claw's some creature of omens. It's a weird black cat thing.
How big is this black cat? Like, is it a, like, size category wise?
I would put this thing at a medium creature. It's
Stradora heard of it?
Stradora, you don't get enough to identify it because I put this one at 17.
Damn it.
You know this is some alien creature from the alien forest, and things get real weird in that forest. And the creatures from that forest probably should never leave that forest. Might not be a cursed omen, but it is definitely something people could pawn off as like, oh, if you're seeing this, you're gonna die. And people's like, I've never seen that before. You're probably right.
Well, I have no idea what it is, but we should probably kill it with fire.
I wouldn't agree, judging based off of how they describe these other things. I have no way to make tails of this thing metaphorically.
Well, I mean, its head's over there, its tail's there.
Forget that you didn't know big words.
Andrew will
Okay,
roll
I've heard that somewhere.
a nature
Oh, right,
check
it's what
on it.
Stradora likes to do. Or was that
And-
similes? What was that thing you did on the bridge, Stradora?
Huh?
Metaphors or similes on the bridge?
It's illegal to use multiple metaphors on a bridge. Only one.
Thing that we illegally cannot do multiple times on a bridge.
Also, Andrea did roll a nature check on it, and she's going to say, I read about something like this, something similar. There's a cat that Brindorai Shadow Knights hunt with as their companions. Other people think they're cursed. It looks, the description kind of sounds like this thing. I think they're called Aluars.
Tell you what?
Whatever this is, though, she shudders and says, glad they captured it.
I don't know, considering what we've seen so far and what Claus described of most of them, forgive me if I don't quite believe the description.
Again, it doesn't look that dangerous. It kind of looks like it's just minding its own business, where it's just used to people coming by and looking into its temporary home.
It's not
also,
even
Andrew's
trapped
gonna
here,
clap.
it's
And say,
like,
this is fun!
Yeah, I need to make a charisma check.
Claw's like, yes, this is so much fun.
It's a nervous chuckle.
What?
I'm gonna burn this to the ground, claw internally.
Go to
yeah.
release every creature in here and then burn it to the ground.
Oh, some of these creatures, it's just kind of the wargs are definitely the most well-treated ones here, not gonna lie.
For any audience members watching who haven't stayed with this thing for the whole time or watched every single episode of this campaign, Andrea has been getting the party members one super intimate gift that each one of them would love beyond comparison, and she's taken some time to get it right, but each gift has been the most fantastic gift for that party member. And this was her first bad suggestion, and she asked a party member, she's like, do you think Claw would enjoy the circus? I think he would. And it's in my idea, the party member's gonna be like, no, he wouldn't. Let's get back to the drawing board on that one. The party member's like, yeah, he'd love that. And she's like, great. Goes to Claw, and Claw's too nice to say, no, I don't want to go to the circus. So here we are at the circus, and Claw says, yes, this is wonderful.
Surprisingly, no one's tried to kill us yet.
I didn't ever expect anyone to accept the circus, but here we are. 5-6 sessions later, I rolled up a circus for you guys.
And you almost had some of us fight.
I think it might have been
It's
Lumilia.
nice
It was
and
either
normal.
Lumilia or Anderson.
It was Kenneth, actually.
It
Oh,
was
it's
me.
Kenneth.
It was It was
Oh, yeah,
Kenneth.
Fuck with the claw.
Out of everyone.
Like, the
it
one
was
person
Ken-
has is like the guy that
I-
likes to fuck with the party.
I wanted something normal. That's how I fuck with the party. Just be normal.
There is
Rush
one
that
last-
dream.
There is one last enclosure if you guys want to go to it. You don't have to
Hey,
if Claw's like suffering.
Do you want to go? No, Claude does want to see this last creature. Like, he wants to see these because he has an idea what he can do with one of these things.
Ooh,
He's
this
gonna
one
get something out of
is this one is behind a temporary wall. There are some crates and some just hay stacked up here. You actually have to walk around and then into it. There's no like gate or anything. It just blocks vision from it. Before you step into it, there is a sign here that says, "Warning, think of the happiest thought you can possibly think of before entering to protect yourself and your soul."
Corn dog.
What?
In the bridge.
Now what?
We're gonna have a normal day. This will eat your soul.
I was gonna hold up and just like, I'm gonna go in first. Then I'll leave and see if it's okay or not.
Maybe I should go in first. I've got a soul to lose. I've got 2.
Well, maybe instead of losing our souls, let's just not.
I want to see what this thing is. Because this is entertainment for me in a different way.
Okay. I mean, there is a depiction on the outside of this enclosure as you guys approach it. There's been depictions on each one. It looks like a primate or a monkey on the outside. Claw, as you step in, you can see there is a very strange... there is a very strange monkey in this enclosure. There's only one of them. Occasionally it hovers for a second before disappearing, appearing on the other side of the enclosure. It didn't even really look like it moved or teleported. It is vague, I guess, you can try and think on what happened, but it's just on the other side. It stares at you for a long moment. It's got chitin plates extending out of its body. It looks like it's been... You've never seen another creature like this, as far as in comparison. There is spittle occasionally coming from its mouth. It is green. It sears the ground as it drops, and then the ground kind of reforms and heals itself underneath it.
Oh god, this might
Actually
be-
mending itself a little bit better. Like there's grass growing in the bottom of this place. Each time its spittle drops on it, the grass kind of burns away and grows back a little bit taller.
Oh.
This thing watches you with curiosity.
I kind of watched it as well. I'm guessing there's like a glass thing between it and me.
There is. Give me a perception check.
Wouldn't see with my passive? Okay.
You know what? I will give it to you on your passive. It moves. It moves to the other side of the enclosure. You notice the very start of a movement. As it is on, but it doesn't. You see, like if somebody was to turn and walk away from you, like you see it start to turn. It looks back at you. You stare at it for a long moment, and then it just disappears, and it's on the other side of the enclosure. Give me. I'm gonna give it to you on an intelligence check. DC 10.
Alright. Wow!
Yeah,
Oh,
this
I'm
thing
rolling.
is positively enchanting.
Huh.
Your party members are going to. Well, your party members. The one enthusiastic circus goer is going to say, "Is it safe? I'm thinking of happy thoughts." If you say yeah, Andrea is going to walk in. She looks and says, "Whoa, what is that thing?"
I've never seen this kind of creature before, honestly. But it's definitely enchanting, I'll say that much.
I'm gonna think happy thoughts and walk in too.
The sign says that this was a young child of Amira, sent to cleanse the forests of Galkin after Olivia's rebellion. The demigod was lost to the world and the corruption. After hearing stories of it roaming through the forest, they sent contractors after it to capture it. Unable to rid it of its corruption, it has been put in this enclosure, and it still bears some sort of connection to nature, even through its corruption. Fortunately, it is safe as long as it is safe. It is able to affect people's mind, but behind the glass, you're fine. And this is just kind of like a plaque giving you information about it. Now that there are multiple people in here, I'm going to roll this very randomly. You guys are going to... Some people are going to see this thing kind of appearing all over the enclosure. Other people are going to see it simply walking to different parts of this area. And you can see party members like vision jump. It's kind of just enchanting certain party members of like as it moves and disappears. This never happens to Celebrus. Or not Celebrus, Anderson, I'm sorry. You guys had me thinking on the other barbarian. Because Anderson's immune to charm effects. No, it's Tradora who's immune to charm effects.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But,
my.
I affected in an aura.
Yeah, and
Everybody can see this thing just walking then. The claw, it loses its magic when the rest of your companions come in.
Huh.
Oh, I have only advantages on being.
Also, Andrea is going to tap the glass rather fervently and say, "A demigod? A child of Amira? I doubt it."
Not really. But I can see where that they can get away with it if you pay attention to it, and he'll gesture to the Phoenix Jewel, basically, is the best way I can describe this. Basically, if you pay attention to that grass, as it burns away, it comes back taller, so I can see where they can pass that off, but...
Yeah, don't they know that Amira's daughter is a gemstone?
Oh.
Wait, did Anderson share that with you guys?
I don't
Did I share what with you?
The dream you had where you watched Kelfir kill Amira's daughter?
Yes, I did share that.
Fair. I feel like that's bordering very...
What, did I just commit heresy?
Well, no, it's not heresy. I just feel like, I don't know. Andrea's gonna shudder at that, and it's like, the gods can hear you.
Yeah, I'm a member of a religious order. I'm well versed in various religions. You'll find that they're listening, but they don't show up that often.
Fair.
That being said, if you ever see a surly person with bright green eyes, you might want to get out of the room.
Kinyara, surly girl with bright green eyes, right?
Oh shit, is that me? No, I think I
Oh,
have.
you God,
Okay,
you didn't
fair.
tell us.
Yeah, I have blue eyes
Again,
because I think canonically so did Kinyara. I had to base it. I have proven genetics. I can't lie about these things.
Ostrander's going to tap the glass rather fervently. The creature is going to walk to the front of the enclosure and tap back, and she's going to say, "Well, it's smart, but I highly doubt this was ever human or humanoid or Sarai in nature. Well, I don't know what a demigod Sarai is. Jukai?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I would know I feel like I could piece together the idea of the word for.
It continues knocking on the glass, mimicking Aswandria, even after she stopped.
Oh, it's trying to talk to you, Aussie.
It's trying to do what?
Trying to communicate from what it looks like.
You know, if it's a
Walked away.
corrupted demigod, can you pray to it? Like, is that at all a thing you can do?
She's going to kneel down and say, "I'm sorry for what happened to you." It opens its mouth and goes,
Cool.
Unfortunate. She
Uh,
stands up.
I want to try to telepathically communicate with it.
Okay.
Hey, Anderson can just veto what I was going to try and do. Oh well, go ahead.
I attempt to. Just what I can do.
No.
Do you attempt to telepathically? Don't creatures need to understand a language?
A language, yes.
Let's look. This thing is based off of a monkey, and I know they're smart, but I don't think they can understand languages. Let's go to... I'm just looking in the monster manual to see the statistics for... you and your weird feats. We'll just go with a giant ape. Should have what these things. Giant ape. No language capabilities, although a 7 intelligence. Yeah, you try and connect
It
your
has
mind to
one
it.
more than me. Sorry, it has one less than me. It has one less than me. Sorry.
You try and connect your mind to it. You hear thoughts, but not in any discernible way that you can communicate with. You are able to discern this thing is definitely not a humanoid, or at least, as the sign says, probably no longer.
It's not. I was gonna try and cast communicate with animals. I can do that as a free ritual.
I don't think it's an animal, is it?
Okay. It takes 10 minutes to do, correct?
Oh no, it's just a free spell action, so
Okay.
I don't ritual cast. It's just a free
Can
action.
you link it for me?
The spell or the reason I can cast it for free?
No, the spell.
Okay.
I'm familiar, but I would just like to reread the text. It also gives me a brief moment to communicate the knowledge and awareness of many beasts limited, but beasts give you information nearby, including whatever they can perceive, or might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor. Okay. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Okay, so you can verbally communicate with it, and you can comprehend what it says back to you. So, it's, as it knocks on the glass, it's, just kind of saying, visitor, 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 give stocks. Do you have any? It points to its mouth.
Stocks.
It wants to eat.
Oh. It's hungry. It thinks that you have food They think you have food for it. Hello. We didn't bring food. I'm sorry on that. Just having stocks.
Forests are better. Forests I get as much as I want. It goes back to the other side of the enclosure. It is indeed an animal.
Huh. Can I actually communicate with them? Huh. Is kind
I don't
of.
think it would know what it is. You know what?
No, I know that.
Let's roll that check.
Yeah.
Let's have self-awareness. Nope. Unfortunate.
Sadly, no. How long have you been here?
How's it keep time?
What is time?
Yeah, I was gonna say. It would say many suns stuck, but sometimes moving under suns, but no forests.
You have a name?
Does it have a name?
I.
They with the stocks, they call me Sally.
Sally. Okay. Oh, when I walk out of here, I'll see if I can give them. Ask if they can give you extra stock. Some stocks.
Yes. Everybody else sees this thing start to bounce up and down. It hits the ground several times. Its mouth open, the drool dropping where it's at, the grass growing almost like 6 inches.
Have you always been able to do that? Or is that more recent? The grass growing drool?
How... it is going to nod and say, yes, many like me can. Many in forests.
Okay. Well... Interesting. What are some other things you do?
It is going to say this. It leans on one foot, then to the other, and turns around several times.
That is impressive.
It steps forward and says, "You go now, stocks."
I will go. Ask your handlers for stocks.
It knocks against the glass at towards Oswandria and goes, and what's it? Let me think for one quick second. It's gonna knock towards the glass, open its mouth, and huff out several times with a ha ha ha. The rest of the party can just kind of see it. Claude, you are going to understand its communication. It's telling you Oswandria is a bad lady.
Oh.
It's an animal.
Yeah, no, it's an. I know what's going on. Oh boy. Okay. See, I would recommend you stepping
Oswandria is
away.
going to stick her tongue out at it. It does the gesture again, not knocking against the glass.
Right. Let's go outside. I have basically something to state. Ask for it for Sully here.
Sully?
Sully.
You're walking up to one of the people handling the menagerie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just roll to die of like how important of a person you find. You're gonna find like one of the stable hands. They're gonna look up and say, "Selly, no, that's Eldira, the child of Emira, lost to time and history. Please,
I'm gonna
enjoy
roll
the
stealth.
circus."
Well,
He goes back to
yeah,
shoveling
the
his
child.
hand.
Child is getting hungry. Told
Um,
me. I'm going to state it in a
Gonna
stealth
look up
check,
this.
so that way.
Okay, go ahead and well, I'm not gonna make you roll for it, but he'll look up at the sun and say, "That time already? Oh, okay." He gestures to you and says, "Illyria," and walks off.
Oh yeah. All right, and let's go.
Yeah, there's only one exhibit you guys didn't visit, but you guys said you didn't want to do that one. That's a psychic, which is just like Anderson ruins all the fun.
Yeah, he does.
I get. All right.
As
go ahead,
we,
go ahead.
once we leave there, he will state, Claw will state, so the healing jewel is something all of them can do. Or the regeneration jewel is something all of them do. And, it's a lot smarter than you would think, talking to an animal, but also a lot more a lot smarter than most animals I've ever talked to, honestly. Definitely interesting.
Also, Andrea is going to chuckle a few times and say, "All of them? So there's not more of them. I was right. I was skeptical the whole time. Nobody else bought that, right?"
Who would be surprised? There.
She's going to put a hand on Claw's shoulder as you guys walk towards the exit of the circus and say, "I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for everything you do for me. It doesn't go unnoticed."
Thank you for taking me here. I'm not usually a huge fan of the places like this. I honestly had a lot more fun here than I expected. Nice to have some quiet evening with a friend like you. Well, we'll give her a little side hug as they walk out.
All right. I had a tiny bit more for tonight, but I don't think we really have time to get into it. Where are you guys heading? And I think, given a direction, we can kind of either end on the direction or just time skip to getting to that place and then find an ending point. Are you guys heading back to the university, or are you heading to Ladera's Manor?
Are we still doing Ladera's Manor?
I thought we were done with Ladera.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's piecing out of town. I think this is her last day in town. There's nothing left at her manor to protect, but she said you guys can stay there.
I guess she basically like put in like her well or something that we got.
Yeah, she made sure you guys were taken care of if she expires early. It'd probably be in your best interest if you're on a killing spree. Why stop now? Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
You got a good point, actually.
No. Don't get the barbarian any ideas. Anyways.
Seriously.
Let's go ahead. Let's spend another night at Ladera's Manor, because at least that's what I would think. Just to at least see you're off.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
You guys leave the circus. It is heading into the evening, and I'll say it's going to be nightfall by the time you guys leave. And we will pick up at Ladera's Manor next session. With that, I think this was just a fun session for me, so I don't think there were any major story reveals tonight. I'm gonna give inspiration definitely to Stradora, and inspiration to Claw for just really good roleplay and fun moments tonight. I can roll them, or you guys can have normal inspiration. Then I think I'm also going to give minor experience to the party for Asuandria's bully, which is hopefully going to tie into Sergei's storyline and maybe him finding some healing with his family.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll give you guys minor experience too for the interlude. Just because I felt like it wouldn't be cool if the Risen just show up on your door, like knocking and asking questions like, how do you even know? It's just like there are three things at the site. The signet was left, the Ardorian signet was left, the orc picking his nose wasn't dealt with, and the man who snuck off early wasn't dealt with, and those were the roles. And then the final role was Claster just trying to say, like, look, just leave this alone. Even though they tried to make it look like, it's just like a break-in and settled thing, and we'll just file paperwork. And it's like, no, this is an investigation. This was straight devious. So yeah, I'm gonna say 1,000 experience for tonight, inspiration for Claw and Stradora. Do you guys want me to roll, or do you want normal? Okay, I will roll on lay table for you. Where is the inspiration table? Here we go. First one for Claw. Rob, do you want to roll or do you want normal?
I'll just take normal.
Okay. Claw, you get a prayer for damage resistance. You can use it as a free action for any moment, and you gain resistance to all damage until the end of the turn.
That's basically right. For a turn, I get to be Anderson.
You'll never hurt me. Oof, I'm exhausted. All right.
Oh my God, how did we keep that up for so long?
Our next session is going to be on the 17th, and that's the last session I'm DMing before I move. Alright, I will see you all there. Everybody who watched, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I wasn't super active in chat tonight, but I hope you enjoyed the stream and joined the Discord. It's always fun to talk to everybody. Goodbye.